Hello. How's everybody doing today? So I have an update. I'm going to be showing this video. You guys, this is crazy. I didn't think this was going to happen over there in Southport, but the three little girls that passed yesterday, and they had the visual. So I'm going to let you guys listen to this video. Hold on. Let me start it. All right. That one was not it was paused. So let me go ahead and pull it back up. So yeah, you could actually see the movement. All right.
Last night to pay tribute to the three girls who were killed there in a knife attack at a children's dance workshop. Just hours later, violent clashes broke out close to where the girls were stabbed to death. 39 police officers were injured, with 27 needing hospital treatment. Merseyside police described the violence as sickening, and the Prime Minister warned that the rioters would feel the full force of the law. Let's speak to my colleague Nikki Schiller there. Or is Nikki?
Yes, Samantha. So this is where the violence was. You can see the mosque behind me here, and you can see that the road sweepers are here, locals.
How do you guys see?
Morning,
39 injured.
You can see a young boy with a broom all down this street that you can see here is where the rioters were. They used garden walls. They destroyed the garden walls to use those bricks to throw at the police officers. And when I arrived this morning, all of this area here was...
I'm pretty sure y'all didn't hear me say hello to everybody. Hey, UK Medic, how are you? Hey, John Paul, how are you? Who else is in the house? Let me see here. Okay, thank you for coming in, you guys. This is so sad. Yeah, they said 39 injured. Yeah. And that's sad about the three little girls yesterday and then the other ones being critically injured. That's horrible. Okay, you guys.
Full of rubble. There was a giant skip here, and there were JCBs and teams of locals coming out with brooms and cleaning the area up. You can still see down here by the mosque. If we come over here, you can see that this right now, this wall is being repaired. So this is the mosque outside where the violence happened, and there are teams of people coming who've come to help rebuild the walls. We've seen messages on social media from businesses saying, just let us know if you've had a wall destroyed and we will come and help do it. The road sweepers behind us clearing this area. You can see on the ground where the fire was. One police van was set on fire, and the road is scorched here, but the local community really been out in force this morning to try and get things back to normal. People coming out, bringing drinks to them and making sure that they can get their community back. As you said, this area is literally a 5-minute walk away from where that horrific incident happened on Monday, where that multiple stabbing happened, killing the three girls. I want to bring in Tony, who is a local resident. And Tony, you brought your own broom down this morning, didn't you?
Like most people have done. What we've witnessed here this morning is extraordinary. What we've seen in Southport over the last 48, 3 days or so. We've seen the horror, which we don't want to talk about. And then we've seen a situation last night. We had the vigil where thousands of us got together in front of Lord Street to show heart, compassion and unity, community spirit. And then we had this incident last night, and it's up to the police to determine who caused it, what caused it.
This is where it started, y'all.
Whole areas, people's cars were set alight. You know, the damage is enormous. But the most essential thing is that the community came down here this morning. Contractors came here from all over the place. You know, landscapers, motorway contractors. And now we're seeing at what time, it's probably about 9:15, 9:20, where this horrible thing happened last night, it's been cleaned away because the community have done that. And that's the most important thing we need to get across, is that no matter what happens in Southport, as a community, we will pull together and we will, you know, we'll drive ourselves forward. It's a fantastic
This is
town,
what it
really
looked like, you guys.
And we have proven to the world what we can do and how we can pull together.
When I arrived here this morning, there was rubble everywhere, and there were JCBs having to pick up that amount of rubble.
So, yeah.
And then we're talking a couple of hours and it's clear.
In fact, there was a big skip there, remember right, when we got here. But people were here from 6 o'clock this morning. You know, I personally tried to get it from 7:30, but it just shows you what's happened, and also how the local people have been into the mosque and spoken to the Muslim community here to show unity with them, because there's no room in Southport for this kind of thing. And although it's totally circumspect at the moment, we totally believe as a community this was not done by people from Southport. They came from somewhere else. It's up to the police to determine that.
Yes, well, the Police and Crime Commissioner has said that they're from out of town. The local MP has called them thugs from out of town who have disrespected the families who have lost.
And you know, you've got to remember something else, is that our ambulance services,
This
the ambulance
is horrible,
services that came here
y'all.
last night, the police that were here last night were probably the same people who had to deal with the horror on Monday. Now, you think about that, you know, that the police and the ambulance service who've done so well to coping with an awful situation, because they probably
59
the same people that had to deal with this last night.
Wow. Hi.
What did you make
Hello,
of the
Heike.
vigil
How are
last
you?
night?
It was very moving indeed. We had 1 minute silence, and it's usual to get silence on Lord Street.
All right, hold on. Let me see. I'm reading the chat real quick. 59 people were injured, 32 serious injury. 9% of the police were injured. Wow. Oh, yes, the count could get higher. Oh, yeah. We do have all the walls. Okay, we do have our walls. Okay, I'm glad you guys have walls. It really kicked off last night after a guy approached the people laying flowers, waving a knife. He was swiftly arrested. Oh my God. This is crazy. Hello, Armando. How are you? This is crazier than I thought. Wow.
But the faith communities came together, the people came together.
Hello, D-Truth.
There were families there, you know, and people laying flowers, laying balloons, putting cards there. Again, it showed the strength of Southport as a community. It really did. There was a real sense of unity and love. And that's what this town's about. It really is.
It is, and we said this yesterday, a quiet seaside town.
Yeah, very much so.
You have the footage. Is it on your channel? Medic? UK Medic. Is it on your channel? Okay.
How is it going to recover from those horrific events on Monday?
I think that in terms of the leisure, I mean, obviously you can speak to Norman Wallace, but in terms of the leisure community and the hospitality community, this could be very potentially damaging, because we have a situation where we're trying to promote Southport as a family resort, as a seaside resort, and this kind of incident, or these kind of incidents, are obviously going to have a tremendous impact on the image of the town. And what we've got to do as a town is that we've got to try and get together and show that this is what Southport's really about. It's a fantastic town, it's a lovely town to visit, and it's a real fantastic sense of community as well.
Are you concerned that there could be more violence? The police
This
have
is how it
got
looked like
orders in to
while they were
prevent
doing all that
antisocial behaviour
rioting.
and be able to question people. Is there a concern that there might be further violence?
I think that what's happened over the last few days has created a sense of, yes, a sense of tension and a sense of,
how are you?
What happened. I think the whole town's still trying to recover from what happened on Monday, and now, of course, with this kind of thing. But yeah, I suppose many of the people, holidaymakers, probably are thinking, are we going to go to Southport? And I think if you speak to Norman Wallace, he'll explain that a little bit further. But yeah, all we've got to do is cross our fingers, hope, like I say, as a community, we can keep our ears open. If we know of anything that's potentially going to happen, then obviously notify the police. And obviously, we've got our new MP, Patrick Hurley, speak to him and see if he can, again, sort of lead the community with it.
Okay, Tony, thank you very much. Samantha, when I was here earlier, gentleman who was here had come from Manchester because he had wanted to help clear up. And if you look again, you can see that people are still out with their brooms and their buckets and spades trying to get this area back to normal. And you can see now that the street is being cleared. And when I arrived this morning, there was rubble all along this street where those thugs last night, as the local MP called them, had taken people's walls and were using those bricks to attack the officers last night. Now, as we said,
this is in Southport, England. It started where they, I'm going to show you. They unalived these 3 little girls yesterday. He unalived the 3 girls yesterday, 6, 7, and 9. Okay. And this was the aftermath that's going on after somebody came and started waving a knife, because that's how they got unalived. They got unalived from stabbing. The guy is 17 years old. He's been arrested. Okay. And now this happened because somebody came over there waving a knife, and I guess it's like a trigger for them, and they went and they started a riot behind it. It's sad, y'all. It's just sad. Lord have mercy.
There were around 39 officers who were taken to hospital, and the police have, of course, condemned the violence, and they have got these orders in place so that they can hopefully prevent any people getting into this area again. And as I said, it is literally a 5-minute walk away from where that mass stabbing happened on Monday. And we were talking to
Hello, Miss
Tony
Chicago. How are
about
you?
the vigil that took place last night, which was in the town centre. And I was there, and it was very emotional. There was a minute's silence where everyone fell silent. There were people hugging each other. And you noticed that parents who had brought their children there were maybe hugging them just that little bit tighter, because this community is trying to come to terms with what happened. And they have that question, why? And we don't know the answer at the moment because, of course, the police investigation continues. We do know that a 17-year-old boy is in police custody, and he has been arrested on suspicion
Hello, Terry.
of
How are you?
murder
Thanks for coming.
and attempted murder, and that investigation continuing, Samantha. But you can see here, and what Tony was saying, the community is really just trying to get together to show the community spirit, supporting the families who were involved in that horrific incident. But also, as you can see here this morning, where the mosque behind me was the focus of that violence last night, it has been completely cleared up by the local people in the last couple of hours.
Wow, that's horrible. That is horrible, y'all. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to read a little something. I'm going to pull it up first, and then I'm going to read it to you guys. I saw everything this morning. Hey, Rice, how are you? Wow. All right, so they were throwing, look, they were hurling bottles and stones at the police, wounding more than 20 officers Tuesday outside the Northwest England Mesquite, near where the 3 girls were fatally stabbed a day earlier. Mm, mm, mm. Hold on, let me see. Trying to see if they got another video, but they don't have any videos on here. So that's basically what they were doing. They were hurling bottles and bricks, and man, oh man. This is crazy. Right. So look at this is what it looked like, you guys. This is what it looked like. Let me show you a picture. Oh wait, no. Let me show you the front of it. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be at the overlay, y'all. Okay. This is what it looks like while this was happening. A day after those 3 little innocent little children, these 3 little girls have been unalived, and there's more in the hospital. There's a couple of adults, and the rest of them are, let me see. So there's like 11 on 3. So there's 6 children, 2 adults that are in critical condition, and then these 3 that passed on. Yeah, so a total of 11. Ah, this is sad, y'all. This is so sad. This is horrible. This is what's going on after. So the reason why this happened, in case y'all didn't hear this earlier, is when these 3 little girls were unalived yesterday, they were unalived with a knife by a 17-year-old. Okay. You can watch it on my first video and my second video. I have updates on there. So the guy is 17 years old. He lives 5 miles away from the place where they call it was a theme of Taylor Swift. There was a dance, a theme that they had over there in Southport, England. And the name of the place, I don't know the name of the place. They never said the name of the place, I don't think. But I know that they had a theme for a Taylor Swift dance. So it's like a little dance thing they're doing for these kids. All these kids were between the ages of 6 to 11. 6 to 11, okay? They did nothing wrong. They weren't doing anything. They were minding their business. And this guy comes and pulls up in a taxi. Did not pay the taxi driver. He denied, he literally did not pay the taxi driver. And then he starts pacing back and forth. They're saying that he has mental health issues. You're 10 minutes away from it. Do you know the name of the place? Because I never got the name of it. But anyway, so basically he starts pacing back and forth, and then all of a sudden he goes in and starts hollering, and then he starts stabbing at these kids, these little ones. And what happened with the 2 adults that got hurt, that were injured, critically stabbed as well, they're over there trying to save these little girls. So this guy was after these little girls. And then and then these 2 adults came and tried to help the little kids. And this guy was going in on them. And like I said, 3 of them, 2 of them died at first. 2 of them died right away at that date. And then yesterday they gave us an update of the 3rd one passing on from being critically injured. She didn't make it. Sorry, this is an emotional. I don't know these kids, but you guys know how I am about children, and this mess that goes on in this world is just horrible. It's horrible. Wow. So these are the 3 little girls that he unalived, you guys. 3 little girls. 6, 7, and 9-year-old. Sad. And this would happen afterwards. This happened yesterday. They rioted. And the reason why they rioted it, if you guys didn't hear, a guy comes and he's laying flowers down and decides to pull out a knife, wave a knife around. Hello, Terry. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Well, I'm sure it had something to do with it. Okay, so this is the one that I did, the 2 videos I did yesterday in the update, and this is another update. They had a riot in the same facility as the place where they had the Taylor Swift building, where they had a dance building for these little ones from the ages of 6 to 11. And he unalived 3 little girls. They're saying he has health issues. He unalived these 3 little girls. Okay. And then this is what happened yesterday. So like I was saying, the guy had a knife and he was waving it around, and I guess it's a trigger warning for them now, right? And then all of a sudden there was a riot that just erupted. They try to burn a cop. Yep, one of the policemen. They try to burn the policeman. And there's 32, 39. It shows 50. I believe it was 50. Give me 1 second, because in the chat, Medic put in the chat how many. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I believe it was 59 injured. So it's like 9% of the actual police department, okay? 59 of them were injured. And the guy, I'm assuming the police is also one of them, because I didn't see anybody passed, but he was burned. So it was 32 were seriously injured out of the 59 that was injured. They were throwing bricks. Oh, it's called Southport Dance Academy. Thank you. I think that's the name of it, you guys. He just high-key put it in the chat. I believe the name of the place is Southport Dance Academy. How did he get the 3 little babies? Okay, so what happened was the guy, he's 17 years old. He's his parents are immigrants, right? And they live 5 miles away from this dance place, the academy. And what happened was he got a ride in a taxi, and he didn't even want to pay the taxi driver after he dropped him off. And he's wearing a mask with a hoodie, and he's walking back and forth, pacing back and forth. And then all of a sudden he went in and started hollering, and then they started hearing a lot of screaming. And then this guy started stabbing at these little children. The people are not happy that the government are letting people with a sick ideology to come here and grape and kill children and empty the hotels and deport no more Islamics. I don't know. This is allegedly, y'all, what he put in the chat. I have no idea, but this is what he put in the chat. So he must know something that's going on. How you doing, Boswell? Hello. Thank you for coming in. You mean to tell me nobody saw him outside before that? Yeah, they did, but the only thing they saw was a guy in a hoodie and a mask walking back and forth, you know, pacing a couple of times. And then I'm back. I just called my friend. Yeah, it's called, okay, so Southport Dance Academy is the name of the place where they have a theme of Taylor Swift, y'all. And Taylor Swift did call, not call, but she did have a message for the family saying that she's horribly disturbed by what happened. Let me see. MSM said he's originally from, right. Yeah, definitely. I did hear that one because I had that on my other video yesterday. Second generation immigrant from Africa. And Hadley Welsh, is he? I don't know who Hadley Welsh is. He? I don't know. Is that his name? Because they won't give his name because he's 17 years old and he's considered to be not an adult there. Here in the US, you're 17 years old, you're an adult. So I don't know how it is in the UK. It looks like 17 is still underage. Wait, he is an African male? No, as far as what I could see, wait, I don't know if he's a white, if he's Caucasian or not. They're not showing. He had a mask on and he's got a hoodie, but they never showed his picture or anything like that. I just got a picture, and let me see if I could show it to you guys. Give me 1 second to see if I could pull it back up. Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. Oh, man, this is horrible, y'all. This is so bad. Give me a second. Let me see if I could pull it up on the pictures, y'all. This is very disturbing. Extremely disturbing, actually. Okay. Pictures. So downloads. Is this it? Let me see if this is it, y'all. Okay. So this is the picture, okay? This is what it looked like when he, okay, I added the taxi driver on there. Well, not the taxi driver, but the taxi on there. Let me try to get another one because I think I had the other one as well on here. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you guys because it's not giving me the option to do that one. Okay. So this is the taxi driver. Do you guys see it on here? Okay. So this is the guy right here. He's got a hoodie on and he's got a mask on. I add this taxi. This taxi is not on there. I just added that as my thumbnail. So this is the suspect, right? Black as ace of spades. So he's black. Okay, I did not know he was black because you can't see it. The picture that they showed on here doesn't show what he was. But if you're saying he's black. Okay, I got you. All right. So there you are. He is black, you guys. Wow. Hello, God bless the UK. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Let me see. NIO, it's not. What is NIO? Can you explain to me what NIO is? In the chat, please. I'd appreciate it. Let's see. We would have never known if you had not reported this. This is the first time hearing this story. Very sad, poor babies and their families. Yes, together. Definitely is sad. He is 17 from Rwanda. Okay. Hello, Anthony. Andrew Tate posted a picture of him. Okay. I don't know who Andrew Tate is. I don't know who Andrew Tate is. Mistype. No, it's not. So he's not. Is he black or is he not black? I heard that the riot started after the Muslim in the Balaclava, I'm sorry, pulled a knife at the vigil. Yeah, that's what I heard as well in the chat. Somebody said that in the chat. I can see your thumbnail on the screen. Yeah, I actually I had the picture up. Did you guys need to see it again? I could pull it back up. He's not black. Okay, so what is he? What nationality is he? Or do you guys even know? Because like they said, they won't tell anybody because he's 17 years old and he has been arrested. And I did show you guys a video yesterday. I ran a video yesterday. If you guys look at my video, it's the guy. He was a witness. He was eye to eye with this guy. I'm sorry. You knew. Give me a link to come on the panel. Let me bring you. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys, give me a second. I'm going to be bringing him up because he knows something and that I don't know. Like I'm not from there. So let me go ahead and drop the link. And I will be deleting it right away because I don't want the wrong person to come up. And you do have to let me know. Hold on. God bless. Okay. All right. Go ahead and grab the link. God bless. Hello. How are you?
Yeah. Oh, let me just make sure that's me. That's me. Hang on. There we go. So I had another channel open. Yeah, I'm being better. I come off my push bike a couple of days ago. That's why I'll give you a thumbs up at the beginning.
Oh, thank you. Hey, GOB, how are you? Police prevented a second knife attack yesterday, and the guy was clearly Muslim. Wow.
Right. So here's the events. Right. Where are you based? I've only just come across your channel. I'll subscribe as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So whereabouts are you?
I am in the U.S.
Good.
Louisiana. Yes, I'm in Louisiana, the U.S.
I bounce around a lot of channels all around. Well, USA. I've got quite a few people I do. I'm on YouTube as well. God bless the UK.
Okay.
Although I'm more of a moderator. Well. I'm more of a moderator for all the big hitters, all the big people, and I go to the events and that kind of thing. Anyway, so moving on from that. So what's happened is this. This guy, Ali Al-Sakika, right? That's his name. He's 17.
Okay.
He was originally, they tried to make out, you've got to watch out for the mainstream media. It's people like yourselves and us and the people in the chat that don't fall for that crap anymore. We've worked out we're being lied to. So fair play to you for doing the stream. Thank you very much. So this guy, they tried to at first say that this guy was from a place called Cardiff, making him Welsh, from Wales. So you got England, Scotland, Ireland, and in England and all that stuff, and Wales. So they tried to do that first, tried to lie to us. Yes, it is his name. Like someone saying, no, it's not his name. It is his name. Hang on, let me just check his name again. It's Sakir Ali Al Ali Al Sakir. I might have pronounced it wrong. I can find it if I have to. So he's gone to his parents apparently, or that's his house there. They moved from Cardiff about 15 years ago. Okay, because the father is a black belt kind of instructor in karate, and they fell out with some people in Cardiff because they wouldn't give his son a black belt. I mean, no, that's where it starts from. Then they moved up to that location where you see now in the picture, and they're from what's it called? Rwanda. That's the one. They originally were immigrants from Rwanda, but apparently the son. There's two stories. One, he came here when he's 6, and there's one where he was born in England. But the dad has a different name to the perpetrator, the person that's killed the children. So we don't know what that's all about. Anyway, moving on from that one. So he had the guy in that photograph you see there, the black guy. He is a black guy. I mean, the weather was really hot, and you got all that on, the mask, all that hoodie and everything. At the moment in England, we're having the hottest days of this year. It's very, very hot. So this guy's had a dispute with the taxi driver, refusing to pay him. Next thing you know is now this, where the event of this Taylor Swift is a Taylor Swift dance class for girls between the ages 6 and 11 years of age. Okay, so
it's a theme. It's actually a theme. It's not Taylor Swift place, but it's actually the theme is Taylor Swift.
It's like one of these little nurseries that you drop your kids off to when you go to work. You know, these little private ones. So this lovely woman set it all up. He comes in there and basically stabs all the children. A person, the woman that organised it, very bravely tried to stop him. She's in intensive care now. She's, I think her name's Louise. I can't remember right now. Something like that. She's 34 years of age. Another man that lives in his house a couple of doors down heard the commotion of all the screams and the terror. So he went to see what's going on, and he got stabbed as well. Apparently, there's another guy that might have got stabbed that tried to intervene. I don't know yet. The police turned up and arrested him. I've seen. You have to bear with me because I got children this age as well. I've got a 6-year-old and a 11-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is I mean, I've got 4 girls and 1 boy. I've seen the pictures of the children. If you go onto Twitter or X, it's all on there. If you want to see it, go and see it. I'd advise not to because it is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you know, the strongest, hardest man out there, you'll be reduced to tears. And then the police turned up. They've taken them away. 3 children have died so far. At age between 6 and 11, I think it is, or 6 and 10. There's still, it's unclear whether or not it's 8 or 9 children still in critical. The 3 adults are also in hospital still. So then we've had this. Now, the thing is, in England lately, we've had a lot of incidents. We had another soldier last week stabbed up by a black person. It might be Islamic. People say it's Islamic. He got stabbed up to 70 times. Now, we've had something like this before with a soldier called Lee Rigby about 10 years ago, where 2 Islamists who entered the country here tried to chop his head off in the middle of the street. And there's things, the things we have to deal with in England, and I'm building up to so you understand the frustration, where we asked for a memorial for this brave soldier that got murdered by these 2 Islamists. They won't let him have a statue or a plaque, nothing. So it's all covered up, you know. It's all anything with terrorism in England, you know, where we get is Islamists causing raping children. We have things called grooming gangs, where they've raped. They say between what was it, up to 80,000 children up in the north of England, and the police knew, the social services, and all these other groups knew what was going on. Turned a blind eye to it because it would cause racism, because it is majority of them were Pakistani Muslim men, young. Okay, so these things have been going on for years, and people are just getting fed up with it. You know, it seems to be a very 2-tier policing. Last week we had a riot in a place called Leeds with Muslims and Romanians. What happened was the children were taken into care because they were covered in bruises of this Romanian family. They had 6 kids. One of the babies had to be hospitalized for serious head injuries, unexplained. Oh, wow. When the social services or social care, whatever you call yours, they went to go and retract the children who were in danger, that's when all the fights started. And at the time, the parents were reportedly drunk in the afternoon. So then when they tried to retract the children, the Muslims in the area and the Romanians overturned a police car The police, about 60 of them, ran away. They run. This is what always happens. This is what I'm talking about. Two-tier policing. And so if there's anything to do with ethnicity, they run, or they let them get away with things. And then they set fire to a bus, and they trashed the place, looted, burnt things in the street, and the police did nothing. They ran away. We've had many, many instances like that. At the moment, we have this thing with the Palestine and Israel. We have these Palestine marches, which we'd like to know who's funding them. And they've been desecrating our war memorials, as I've seen what's happening in America, spraying Gaza on veterans, people that have died to give us our liberty. So I'm very patriotic. But I'm also a father of 5 who just wants to live in peace with a roof over my head and food in my belly, and for my children to go to the park and be safe. We've had about 5 years ago, there's a girl on Sunday on Mother's Day was decapitated by another illegal immigrant. And what they do is, another Islamic, it's a woman. It was a woman that decapitated her in front of her dad. Just jumped up out of nowhere. And then what they do is, like with this, they just use the term mental health. Because in England, as soon as you, in English law, as soon as you mention the mental health, 1, they won't go to prison, and 2, it can't be reported on. That's it. It's covered in darkness. You will never know. We're having a lot. I don't know what kind of blackout you got over there and how you respect your media. I've seen your media as well, and I talked to a lot of American patriots over there, and they're getting fed up with it as well. And they just cover it all up. It's all covered up. So the riots yesterday, if you don't mind me continuing, because I lose my thread, is what happened was earlier on in the evening, they had a peaceful vigil. Little children crying their eyes out, putting flowers down. Oh, dear. Mums crying, people hugging and coming together as a community. Now, they're trying to say in England on the news reports that it was a thing called an old group that disbanded over 10 years ago called the EDL, the English Defence League. Now, that was started by Tommy Robinson back in, I think, 2004, something like that, where our soldiers came back from Afghanistan and marched down the street, like your guys did. They were spitting on them, throwing bottles, burning our flag, burning the poppies, attacking people, attacking girls, raping girls. There was loads of things going on. If you don't believe me, just go back and look on, YouTube and stuff like that for the events at a pretense. And then last night, that was stopped over 10 years ago, way over 10 years ago, because it was a good thing to start with, but it attracted the kind of Nazi racist people,
Right.
And then nobody wanted that. That's not what we're about. And so that it got disbanded because it got infiltrated by like Antifa and those type of people. So then last night, this is what triggered it. While they was all at the vigil, and this is all documented, people have filmed it, you can see it all. While they was all there, in tears, 3 children had just been killed, or other children local in the community might die as well, and they're in grief. The police stopped a Muslim. The video's there. I might link it up for you if you want me to share screens and stuff like that and present. And he, like I said to you, it was a very hot day yesterday. He was covered top to toe in black with a balaclava and a long knife. He was going there. He was going to the vigil. Now, can you imagine the guys there? Because people filmed it on social media within seconds. People are hanging out the windows while the police are trying to grab him, and they filmed it and they showed it. Can you imagine being a father after just happening that? No one's got over the grief yet. It's still sinking in that how could this happen to us? And then they come again for our children to kill. Then they went to the mosque.
That's horrible.
They went to, then they went afterwards. They went to the mosque, the local mosque, and nothing was really happening there. Just out there protesting, There was no violence. The police turned up, and as usual, the two-tier policing brought out the batons, started hitting people who just stood there protesting. You know what some police are like. We need police. I mean, I back the blue, and they got a difficult job. You know, it's like they tried to say in England, you know, how the brutal the American police are. I said, no, they're not. Oh yeah, they shot this guy. But well, hold on a minute. If they pull you over and there's a warrant out for you, and they say, show me your hands, and then you reach, and you got a gun pointing at you, and you reach for the glove box, what do you expect? What do you expect? If you comply, nothing would happen. And I know I expect a few people here are going to flame me for that, but it is. You know,
I did not know it was that bad over there in England because, like I said, I'm in the U.S. and we have it bad here in different states. It's worse than others, but I did not know it'd be that bad over there. That is horrible.
Hang on, do you mind if I share your channel? Let me just share your channel because I'll get probably a load of other people coming in there. We boost you up. I mean, let's just click on share. And 1 second. Here we go. Share now. Right, here we go. This will get you a few people coming over, hopefully, in a little while. Because people like us, we've got to stop being gaslighted by these governments and what they're doing. I mean, we got a new government in at the moment, Labour government. They're the ones. They're the ones that started this in 1997 when they got elected. They opened the floodgates. It's like getting Biden taking down the wall. Now, I mean, I'd rather swap your Mexicans coming in because they like to party, they make good food, compared to the Islamists that we've got coming here with no identification. They are being, the refugees, as they call them, that are entering this country illegally, they are being put up in 4, 5-star, top-of-the-range hotels. Young, fit, fighting males that lose their passports, lose their identity papers, but they got their lovely new iPhones and expensive trainers and a decent haircut, fleeing war-torn France. You have no idea. We have hundreds of thousands. They're coming in every day as we speak. The crime rate for stabbings and rapes is massive. I belong to a thing called a sting gang. I don't know if you know what that means. It's what we do is we go onto social media sites, we make out we're a 12-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl, and let me just and we set these guys up, and they think they're coming. They start sending dick pics, and they've just come over here from India or Afghanistan. They're on a student visa, and they start sending dick pics, asking me if I'm a virgin. How old are you? I'm 12. I'll take you to a hotel and buy you nice sweets. My dick is so big, I will be very gentle with you. I will use oil. And we meet them. We meet them up. And they think they're at a train station waiting for this little 12, 13-year-old girl or boy. It's not. It's us. And we're very professional. We could do a thing called a Section 24, public citizen arrest. And then what happens is we call the police. They're not harmed. We have a duty of care to protect them. We bring water. And the thing is, sometimes some of the events we go to stop them, somebody will come past and they start screaming, and they find out that he's what we call a paedophile or pedophile, as you call them. Mm-hmm. And then we have to protect them from being beaten up by the public. I've had to drop out of it because reading the chat log, me having these little girls, my own daughters, as a father, I found it very hard to restrain myself. So that goes on now in England. Look on Twitter. They catch about 7 or 8. That's people like myself, groups. It's happening. It's a massive, massive thing at the moment. Sexual offences and violence is massive. Last night, there was other riots in England. There was other riots last night with the machete. I'll tell you what, the thing is at the moment, the knife crime, the machetes. Everybody seems to be carrying machetes now. So the riot carried on last night. The police antagonised it. A police van got set on fire, and the mosque got a window broken, and 2 cars had their windscreens, which they just get on the insurance for £100, which would be about $130 each, and that's it really. Now, but it's the way the media are portraying it. Absolutely. And now, like I said, we got this new government that originally came in 97. They opened the floodgates. They made it law that our prime minister that we have now was what we called a paedophile protector. He worked in the prosecution service for the Crowns, and he protected these vile men that come to this country and rape our little girls. Now, the thing is, what they believe in, it's down to the Quran and in Islam, and that Muhammad was the perfect man. And so they tried to simulate his actions. He married Aisha when she was 6 and then had sex with her when she was 9. So they think it's a normal thing. You have to understand the mentality of it. Look, I've been to a mosque years and years and years ago, because this is all before this all come to light. What's going on in our country? It's been turned into a caliphate, and I had some Muslim mates, and they were really great. But then I started seeing things that disturbed me. You know, just lots of little things that I thought, no, this doesn't sit right with me. So I stepped back. But the thing that's happening in this country, so our current prime minister has now cut heating allowances for our elderly pensioners. So they have a choice. We have a very bad fuel crisis, energy, very expensive. And so now they were struggling before. This winter, we will lose a large amount of our elderly that have paid into the system all their life. The government have now retracted any heating allowances to keep them alive, warm. So they have a choice of either eat or heat. But at the same time, the government, this new government, they've been, God knows how they got elected, have announced that they're providing lots of housing for all the illegal immigrants coming here. He also made it law that as soon as they step on the shores of this country, it's be given housing and money and food. These people are living a life of luxury, wouldn't you not believe? For me, I think they're barracks. They're building up their numbers. It's all young men. You might get the odd token child and a woman, very rarely though. And so this is why now things like last night, it's about to kick off like you do not believe. People have had enough. You know, we're the ones, you know, it's our taxes. We go out to work hard. We're struggling to keep a roof over our head and keep warm or whatever. Yet these people can come here and get everything and then abuse our children, abuse our women, steal from us, rob from us. This country is becoming a real shithole. You have no idea.
I see now, because I didn't know, but now I see. This is horrible. So do they haven't like given the information as far as like why he did this, right? The one that did the stabbing yesterday.
No, I mean, I can't, I mean, I don't know if it's just hearsay. Some people are saying he was screaming Allah Akbar, you know, and even if he did, they'd still say it wasn't a terrorist attack.
Right.
We've
That's
seen
what
that before.
saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've only heard hearsay from people around that area. I don't know them personally. I'm only just reading what they're saying. If it's video evidence with audio, then that will change my mind. But we don't. I mean, come on, mental. I mean, 17.
Yeah.
How can somebody go into a nursery full of little girls, 6 to 11 years of age?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Together, go ahead and grab the link because I have to delete it. I don't want none of the, trolls grabbing it. And
well, the thing is, right, you got your panel. I do panels as well. And down in the bottom, you'll see the little camera, can't you? And you can decide whether or not you want them up or down. And you can just remove them. You know how to use all that, yeah?
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm not teaching you how to suck eggs, by the way. Yeah, look, some of the people here, well done. There's supposed to be 17. He looks like he's 35. Well done with saying that. It's just, hi, let your person on the panel. Good afternoon. Or
together. What was your name? Sorry. The chat went so quickly. What was your name again? I'm sorry. Patriot of UK.
Patriot.
I do want my first name. I'm God bless the UK.
God bless
That's
you, UK.
my full thing. I haven't changed that yet. Sorry, but I'm God
morning
bless the UK.
Okay.
It's morning for me. Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me?
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK on the hottest day of the year.
It's 9 here where I'm at, a.m.
Whereabouts are you in the US? Oh, sorry, what's your name?
I'm together.
Good afternoon or morning, whatever, together. Whereabouts are you in the States, if you mind me asking?
California.
Wow. So for an English guy, you just think of the Beach Boys and everyone's sitting there drinking a pina colada on the beach.
We got the same problems you do over here.
Really?
We have the same problem, especially in California. We have what they call a sanctuary city or state, shall I say, where the illegals can pretend that they are under distress and that they are being, threatened. So they come here, they get free food, housing, all types of benefits. But then a year later, if you're an asylum seeker, why are you visiting that same place over and over and over that you say that you're running away from? So it's like this. I'm gonna tell you my own opinion, and a lot of times when I say things, people like, "Oh, you just saying stuff," and then it ends up happening. So my opinion is this: they're going to let it get so bad, and then finally they're going to come in like the heroes, and then everybody's going to start praising the government. Oh, they saved us. Oh, they really care. So that's another form of control. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly. Yep. But I have been studying Sharia law for years because I used to work with a bunch of foreign people that came in, and they would talk about the things that happened in their country before, we got to know a lot of, we didn't really have internet at that time. We did, but not like this. And so they would talk about the things that men would do where they felt like they were in a mood, to release themselves. And I'm being very respectful of my sister's channel. They felt like they needed to release themselves, intimately, I'll say it like that. So in their culture, they can walk up to a woman and grab her just to let that go, and the woman can't say anything. That's their law. Also, they are, I'm not saying every last one of them, so please, not all of them are in agreement with the sickness. So this one particular video that I was paying attention to, this lady was walking with her kid, and there was a two-year-old little girl and a grown dude that was Muslim walked up to her, and he stuck his hands between that little baby's legs while she was in a stroller, and the mother really couldn't do anything, but another guy noticed it and just jumped on him and just started pounding on him. They do that kind of stuff. They have no filter. And I think it's really sad. And then when these women want to get married, they can't because you've ruined them for life.
Hey, listen, I forget. Listen, in England, we have a thing. Our health service is called the National Health Service, but we pay taxes, and so we should get a free service back. So you've got people coming here from other countries, and on the NHS, asking the doctor to re-sew the young baby's hymen back in, so that she appears as a virgin before marriage.
Yep. And then they remove we're not trying to be graphic, everybody. I'm sorry. There's a part in the woman before you get to that part. They cut that off of a woman so that she doesn't get any pleasure. They're the only ones that's allowed to be pleasured. So they cut that off of the woman so that she doesn't have the same pleasure that he does whenever he does it. So I just
female.
I'm not saying the word because we might have young
people. I
won't
be graphic. It's the most pleasurable part on a woman down there, and they they take that away from her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take that away from her. Most, I mean, oh my God, marriages must be so boring. You know, if you know what I mean.
I knew a Muslim girl, and she was telling me, like, I would talk to her, but I never said anything, because if they found out that she was talking, she would no longer be, on alive. So she would tell me so much stuff that I could not believe.
We're about 68 million, I think. We're about 68 million. The US is 330 million climbing. We have over 10,000 FGM cases bodged a year that our NHS has to try to, like repair the damage that they've done in this sick little operation that they do. So we have that as well.
That. We have the people that's forcing children to change their natural, or like their natural sex. That's what they're doing out here. We got
it here from the age of 4. From the age of 4.
Oh my goodness!
Are you not? So we knew about this a few years ago. We saw the Welsh. It's on our same continent. Like I said, we've got Wales, Ireland, Scotland, and England, and the Welsh. Like I said, I really bounce about lots and lots of channels, and when something don't sit right me, I have to go out and look and find it. Anyway, so the education system in Wales, it rolled out there. It tells children when they're about 6 years of age or so how to masturbate and about anal sex at 6 or 7 years old. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's sickening. These people, I'm gonna tell you what, they're having I'm not trying to throw religion, but I'm gonna tell you this one thing. When they close their eyes for the final time, honey, there's a chariot to hell waiting for them. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
In recent years, I've been brought up with Christian beliefs. I like the 10 Commandments, honor thy mother and father, thou shalt not kill or steal. I don't go to church every Sunday. I'm not that,
Me neither.
But I have never before in my life have I felt such a Christian urge of like, I'm not going to go all down the road with Jesus and everything, but Jesus is king. And even if you're atheist, how can you look around the world and read into what you see and not think that there is good and evil, that there is a darkness that walks upon this earth? This is a satanic cult. A satanic cult.
If you are a part of the darkness, what they say in the Bible, after a while, God will turn you over to your own thoughts. If your thoughts are sick and disgusting, and he's been trying to give you a chance, he will turn you loose and let you have those thoughts. He's not going to go. And see, that's the thing that makes me mad. People think that God is going to force you to do something. He does not force you to do anything. That's why it's a free will religion. Either you do right or you do wrong. It's up to you. Make your choice on your own. But you have a lot of people that are so radical with it that they push people away. You either you're going to go to work today or you're not going to go to work. If you don't go to work, you're not going to get paid. Don't look for that day or those days on your paycheck. That's all I could tell you. That's the real way of Christianity, not this stuff that everybody's pushing, this weird stuff. So my thing is this: they have been turned over to their own way. And so now they have to answer at the end of time who their maker is. Whoever they say their maker, they're going to have to answer for it. And the only thing you can do is continue to pray. Make sure that you continue to pray for all the children. Pray and ask that these people, that God will gather an army to help you pray so that these people can get up out of there. Prayer does work. That's all I can say. Fighting the government and going up there cussing and all, that's not going to do nothing but make them angry and want to hurt you. You understand? So you got to think smart. Be mature about it. That's what I tell people. Be mature about your choices. Choose your own battles, how you're going to do it. But I know that prayer does work. It may not happen when you want it, but it does work.
Amen.
And the only reason why I believe in God, and I'm going to tell you this real quick. I passed away some years ago. I couldn't breathe. I deal with asthma and I couldn't breathe. And at that moment, I stopped breathing. and all of a sudden I heard voices talking to me, and it
You
wasn't
felt
like,
calm.
oh, I saw a bright light. I didn't see none of that. It wasn't scary. It was just like I went to sleep. But the only reason why I knew I passed away is when they got me to the hospital. They didn't know if they was going to prepare me for the morgue, but I end up coming back out of, that,
Yeah.
passing away. And
Yeah.
so when I woke up, I can tell you for sure there is indeed a God, and can't nobody tell me that there is no God on this earth. There is a God. I literally passed away. They showed me all my papers. I was gone. Gone. Heart stopped beating, nothing flowing, nothing going. I was gone. So there is indeed a God, and don't let nobody tell you that there's not. And we got to stop being so cowardice. And I'm not trying to preach at you. And we got to get on our knees, turn that TV off, and start praying and talking to him. He gives us instructions individually. And if he tells you to do it, you do it. That's your reward. But I just wanted to let you know prayer does work. I'm not trying to.
We have to fight the good fight, and when good men do nothing, So
yeah, you still gotta pray.
Yeah. But I think history is repeating itself. History is just about to repeat itself. Where we had the Crusades with the Ottoman Empire, where they tried to dominate Spain, France, and everywhere.
You guys, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Can you please put yourself, Alan?
Put up Deacon's first, because he's really into the Lord. He's really put up his
hold on, let me
the 9:11 a.m. one.
Hold on one second. Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Alan?
For me.
I've never heard. I don't. Oh, him.
It got disconnected. I don't know what happened.
He sounded English.
Yeah, he's from England.
What's his name on what's his
Alan?
YouTube? What, just Alan?
Alan Snack Bar.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's a play on the words of, like, he'd probably be a patriotic person. It's a play on the words of Allah Akbar. So we could say Alan Akbar.
He fell off. I don't know what happened.
I mean, I might know him. You've got to remember, I moderate so many channels, and some of these people have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers on each one, and it's hard to keep up with everyone. But
I'm sorry. Somebody MSM said something about somebody was arrested for carrying a hatchet.
That's what I said earlier on. Maybe you missed this. At the peaceful march, at the peaceful protest of everyone crying and hugging and trying to come together as a community to comfort each other, a Muslim was caught 400 meters away with a big knife coming to that event.
Oh my God.
That's what kicked it off. Can you not imagine? If I was there, I would kicked off as well. How dare, we're in our grief, and still you want to come and kill our children? Still, do you not think like killing 3 children and putting 8 or 9 of them in critical condition is not enough? And all the other things that we have to put up with in England.
Okay, Alan Snacks is a guy named Gobster. Mike J say he used to be sub to him. So
also, all your moderator's got to do is a moderator just on the right hand side, click, go to channel, see when the channel was done. If it is done today or the past couple of days, it could be a prankster or somebody's going to try and bring the channel down. But if you go to see how long they've been, so moderators probably know what to do anyway. I'm just
you okay.
T Trotter.
Okay,
I recognise that name.
Let me pull up a screen, because they came back as somebody with the same name but different authentication.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, all you got to do is let him on, and then he starts messing about, just cut him off. But if the moderators say how long he's had his channel
there you go. Alan, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Can you hear me? Not bad.
Yes, we hear you.
Not bad.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm in Morecambe.
Morecambe. Oh, lovely place. Bring me
Morecambe, yeah.
sunshine. It's a Morecambe and Wise thing. Not quite California, but probably more peaceful. Nice to meet you, Anna. I'm down in Swindon in Wiltshire.
Hello, hello.
Nice to meet you, Danny.
Danny?
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, no, sharp miles. God bless the UK, I am.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
Where you at? Swindon. Not bad, thank you.
My YouTube, God bless the UK. You'll probably see me on quite a lot of channels like Mayor 2C and Tommy's and Danny and all that. I'm Police Abusing Powers and all them lot, if you know them.
Yeah, I've seen your name floating about on Danny Tomo's channel and with Mayor 2C as well.
Yeah, I was supposed to go up there tonight because they asked me to come up, but I'll show you. Hang on a minute. I come off my push bike and I look like a
to London protest.
Yeah, there's a protest tonight at 7 o'clock outside Parliament.
Yeah.
So there was a protest up there a couple of days ago when they arrested Tommy for telling the truth about that Syrian boy that was beating and biting those little girls up, and he got crowdfunded lying that he got attacked and he didn't, and it's been proven. Where he produced the evidence on the Saturday at the big, meet up at Trafalgar, they arrested him for anti-terrorism laws from 2010. See, this is trouble is over here in the UK.
Hold on one second, please. Good morning, Armando. How you doing, big brother? Sorry.
So anybody who speaks, calls these things out, it's Tommy Robinson that shows the world how our children are being raped by these Muslim grooming gangs. And they try to silence you because there's even been a Muslim MP that said that these little white girls better shut their mouths for the sake of diversity. The ones that have been raped when they're 11 years of age.
What we've got is heavy misinformation and disinformation by the media. That's what's going on. So you get Tommy arrested for he was on his knees saying the Lord's Prayer on stage, and he was arrested for terrorism. And then you have mainstream media with the headlines that straight away that the event in Southport wasn't terror related. Straight away, so it's like splitting it right down the middle. It's creating a narrative, isn't it?
And they've said when he first came out, was it 2004? I think it was something like that. And I watched all the soldiers coming back from Afghanistan and stuff and how they were treated and how the two-tier police and even then. And then they started to say he's racist. Oh my God, you bastard. I spent days, so much time looking at everything I could find. And there's no racism about him at all. Nothing racist about him at all.
Well, Danny, like yourself, you've watched this unfold over a few years now with the hotels. Like it took effect powerfully after COVID, after lockdown, where the asylum seekers
during COVID. That's why they wouldn't let us out. That's when they let the floodgates for them to come in. We weren't allowed to go to hotels. That is why, because they was filling them up with all these young Islam fighting males.
Well, I live on the promenade in Morecambe, right? And there's like 5 hotels, and these hotels, I walk my dog on the seafront and stuff, and these hotels they had a turnover. So I'd go out and I'd speak to them and I'd say, "Where are you from?" And somebody would say, "Oh, I'm from Ethiopia." And I'd say, "Well, what are you doing here?" And this is all young men, fighting age, single men. There was no women, there was no children.
Nice phones, haircuts, expensive trainers, everything.
Yeah. Nike Air Max trainers, Lacoste tracksuits, iPhone 13s back then. And every 3 months they would move on. And a coach would literally pick them up and move them somewhere else. So they weren't being resettled in that sense. They were being moved consistently. And another group would turn up and another group. And people were being, quite worried in the area. I mean, Morecambe is only 30 miles down the coast from Southport. And it created a feeling of anxiety in the local people, and people have been talking about this on Facebook groups about them hanging around school gates and trying to create relationships with schoolgirls and stuff. It's been going on for a few years now.
Listen, guys, before we go any further, I've only just come across this channel today, and I've got a good vibe from it. You've got nice people in the chat. You've only got 159 watching and 16 likes. So for one thing, could everyone give her a thumbs up because it helps the algorithms, right? And also, could you share it? Come on, share this channel. You know, it's a nice balanced thing on here, talking about common sense. So if you could all share, please, on your Facebooks and everything. Let's build this channel up. Sorry.
Thank you.
No, give credit where credit is due.
How's things in America then with the immigrant sort of situation, the asylum seeker? Is it?
It sucks.
It's hard.
I'm on the border state. I'm on the border state where we actually have an open border, well, sort of an open border, and you can see them they come in, and you can see the shenanigans. It's really bad, you know, and a lot of people are like, if you don't like it, move. But how are you going to tell me to uproot where I've been, you know, to appease somebody else? But what's happening is they're giving them, like, I don't know if you guys call it food stamps. They're giving them money. They're giving them housing. They're getting free medical attention. A lot of them come in here pregnant. A lot of gang activity. We've been having a lot of robberies, like, you know, Beverly Hills and Hollywood. They have been destroying stuff up in Beverly Hills. They have been robbing people. They have been throwing firecrackers at people's dogs. They have been, you know, assaulting women. But see, the difference out here is people are fighting back, and the government is like, you know, trying to keep it quiet. But people on the border states, they're sick and tired of it. The governors and the mayors and the city councilmen, they're starting to fight back. But we have a governor that needs to be examined in his head, because he has some really sick ideas, you know, and he's really messing this state up. So we have it, but not to the extreme like that. We just have a lot of robberies, a lot of stores getting broken into, a lot of cars. We've had so many high-speed chases lately. It's just unbelievable. And the whole
like rapes and stabbings, robberies.
We've had like on our Metrolink, like the train, they have to now, they're starting to put their own police department at the train station because people are being stabbed and assaulted and powed, and they found a person unalive under the tunnel last week. Yeah, they found a person unalived. So we didn't have all these issues until, you know, the migrants came in. We had issues, but not to this magnitude. And a lot of people that are not on the border states here in America, when we talk, they're like, oh, it's not that bad. But now that they're starting to spread out, now they're getting an inch of what we have been getting. It's bad here too, but not you. We had somebody carrying a machete, but the police, he you know, they quickly took them to their resting place.
Yeah, it's a different sort of response in America, isn't it? If you look, did you see the Manchester airport attack on the police officers? It's pretty safe to say that in America they just would have been smoked pretty quick.
So if you guys don't know what happened last week, these two Islamic Muslim lads went to meet their mother from at an airport returning back from Pakistan. Now, what's happened is they showed a clip of the police, armed police, putting his foot down on top of this guy's head, putting him on the floor, and it looked like police brutality. Okay, so there's been riots, there've been protests, and the police are racist, and all the Muslims come together straight away. We were on the brink of another George Floyd scenario, of looting and setting fire and everything. That kind of, we was right on the very, very brink of it. Then luckily, thank God, a video, somebody leaked a video. You got to remember, at an airport, there's cameras everywhere. And somebody showed the video a minute or so before of that incident with the police. And what happened was, when the mother landed, she had an altercation with somebody else on the flight. An hour later, I mean, when you get to an airport, you want to get out quick, don't you? But they hung around and they found this guy in one of these Costa coffee shops. And she pointed it out to the sons, and they beat him up badly. And some other people that tried to stop it. Then they walked away from there. They got away. Then the next thing you know is the police, they're in where you see this video, this little foyer bit with a couple of like vending machines and seats. And then you see the police come up to them and they're talking to him. And then suddenly there's the one that got put on the floor. He put 9 punches into a young policewoman's face. He's broke her nose in 3 places. He's beat up another policewoman that was just stood there and attacked everyone. Tried to grab one of the officers' firearms. Okay? That's what actually happened. Savage animals. And it also turns out now, if you've seen this, Alan, I can't remember his name now, that he's a drug dealer. He's got his Twitter. So everyone's found his Twitter, not Twitter, Snapchat or whatever it is, one of these things. And he's there with all his top motors. He's only 19 years of age? And he's a drug dealer, cocaine and heroin. Yeah. And he's still not being charged. They instantly suspended the police officer, said how terrible it was, and Allah is the Lord and that kind of stuff. We'll protect you, as they do, and the police and the government. And now this has come out. Silence. That police officer was a hero. In the other country, bang, bang.
Danny, in your opinion, I mean, my opinion is this has gone past tipping point. Something needs to be done. The government aren't listening. The police are just following orders. What would you suggest that the British national response should be to what's going on?
I'm not Danny.
Who are you referring to?
Just call me God
You're not
bless.
saying Danny?
No, just say God bless.
Sorry. Call you what? God bless.
Yeah, I'm God bless the UK now, right? So it's
Patriot of the UK, happening. Right? God bless the UK, right? I see.
I told you, my boys, they're all coming in now. They're all coming over here. We've got a good little crew coming in here. These people I've known for years and years and years, and they are really good people, nice people. Not no far left or far right. So, so listen, I think, like I said, history is repeating itself. The Crusades are coming back. People have had enough now. People are starting to turn to Jesus and Christ again, aren't they? We've had enough of this Islamic stuff being thrust down our throats. We just wanted to live in peace. And
are you a Christian?
I have Christian beliefs. I'm not going to church every Sunday, but I was brought up in that fashion. Thou shalt not steal. Honour thy mother and father. Thou shalt not kill. What's wrong with that? Doesn't mean you have to go to church every Sunday. But I think there's an underlying thing now. Look, what with the football lads and all that kind of stuff. Well, I mean, there's how many of us on there? Over 100,000 football lads. Remember, we had the march about 3 years ago when we had another terrorist attack and we laid a wreath. And nobody put any football shirts on. It's the most peaceful demonstration. Over 70,000 turned up, and they tried to say 1 or 2,000. We made those Palestinian marches look like a couple of old ladies walking down the street. So yeah, it's happening.
But the UK was the UK was built on Christian sort of moral values, wasn't it? That's what we sort of that's the roots of where we've come from.
In later years, probably Victorians really propelled it, didn't they? I mean, originally we were like pagan, if you want to go that far back, or back to cave time. But let's just look at. I mean, we're a nation like of the Good Samaritan. We're like that. We always know our neighbours and
King Charles, king of this country. Well, not my king either, but his power comes from the divine right to rule. Yeah. Which is he is the sort of the leader of the Church of England, and he swears to God to protect and look after his people. which is inherently Christian values within this country. But it's clearly not being played out that way, is it? Because the government sort of works for the king.
He's now of all faiths. Now the thing is, right, what people don't know is Tony Blair, the little shit that opened all the doors and let them all in the first place from 1997 onwards, him and King Charles have shares in what? Serco. What does Serco do? Yeah. Provide the housing for the immigrants. Now the thing is, right, they said they were going to stop the boats. Why did they? If they said they were going to stop the boats, why did they award Serco another 10-year contract to house them in 4 or 5-star luxury hotels? See,
it's not what you know.
See the bigger picture. They were never ever going to stop this. Look at all the other countries. Look, who's played chess before?
So, you don't just read it. Reading between the lines, are you saying that you sort of believe that what's going on now is engineered? Because when you look at the same pattern of events with migrants is unfolding throughout Europe, certainly throughout Europe, and also from what we just heard there from America as well. So is this like a unified strategy to denationalize countries?
I was about to say, right, have you ever played chess? Yeah, you know,
yes, I play chess. Yes,
you don't just put your pawn 2 or 1 in front and just hope for the best. You're thinking several moves, 10 moves ahead. Now you're telling me,
if you're clever, if you're good,
if you're telling me these governments, right, don't look at Sweden. They don't look what happened to Iran. Iran a few decades ago, only like in the late 70s, early 80s, was a Christian country. Now look at it. You tell me, look at all the other, look at everywhere. Look at everywhere where all these migrants are coming. Egypt won't take any Palestinians. Palestine, as a made-up thing anyway. If you look at history, history is so powerful. They don't want them. The Palestinians are like a ragtag of murderers and thieves and rapists of the Arab world. The Arab world kicked them out. Some of those Arabs over there are more refined. They're refined.
That was originally it was the Ottoman Empire, wasn't it? So and the British took it. Was it in the first World War?
Empire,
and then
with the Ottoman Empire, they tried to dominate Spain, Italy. Then we had the Crusades, and stuff like that. Knights Templar.
Well, you had the Balfour Agreement, didn't you? Which repopulated that area with Jews from Central Europe. Really, that's kind of what came on. And then in 1947, Israel declared itself as a new state.
Right. So I want to. Please just go and research it because we could be here for about 5 hours talking about it. But the Jews is proof. They just found some more scrolls dating thousands of years, before Christ was born. And it goes, the Jews have been there the whole time. It's only like the Nazis and everything that pushed them out. You've got to understand history. It's always
it was the Romans, wasn't it?
It's the Romans that called it out of spite. Out of spite, they called it Palestina. Right? Palestina. Out of spite.
Palestina. Yeah, that's what it's called originally. Yeah. Oh no, Philistia. Philistia, it was called, wasn't it, originally?
Yeah.
And then Palestine, and then Palestine.
It's always been the Jewish
land. Excuse me for a second. Hey, sis, can you put Armando's comment back up about being respectful in the chat? You have a few people that are saying things that should not be said while the gentlemen are giving us some information. Thank you, guys. Go ahead and continue.
All right.
Yeah, guys, don't try and bring the channel down. And if you've got free speech is one thing, but no nasty racism or
you guys keep your comments clean, okay? We're not doing any disrespecting in here. This is their opinion, their thoughts. So you guys cannot change somebody's opinion and thoughts. So if you don't agree with it, you don't have to be in here. I just want people who are actually rocking with everybody that's on the panel and everything that's going on the positive side. We're not looking all this negative stuff, okay? We're not doing that in the chat. So I'd appreciate it.
I can't actually see the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get the chat up. I can't see it on my phone.
Trying to click through it. It's going so fast. My chat's never been like this. This is just going crazy.
How many people are watching?
I just wanted to tell everybody because I did have people in the chat that were saying that I don't have no business doing this case. I'm sorry. I do cases, period. And the reason why when I saw this, and it had something to do with kids are my life. Okay. I cannot stand people who hurt kids. This is why I did this. When I saw there was kids involved in this, I took it on because this is horrible. I cannot believe a 17-year-old guy can do this kind of thing to these kids, regardless if he's mental or not, where he's from, just period, that he did this to these kids hurts my heart. And he unalived 3 of these girls. These are the 3 girls this guy unalived, you guys. This is horrible. Okay, this is horrible. 6, 9, and 7. 6, 9, and 7. Okay, this is why I did this case. It has nothing to do with me trying to get clout. I literally did not think everybody was going to come in here. I just had an update on about what's going on. And this hurts my heart to see that these girls were unalived by this 17-year-old guy. Okay.
Sis, hold on a second. Sis, hold on a second. I don't know how to spell. I think your name is John B. John B. We asked you to please be respectful, and then you write a comment. I wonder what would have happened if it was a white person that stood outside the police station. We don't care if it was white, black, purple, brown, green, yellow, orange, or polka dot. The fact here is that children were taken too soon. Okay, this is what we're focusing on. And the gentlemen again on the panel are expressing their thoughts. That does not mean that we have to agree or agree with them. They are allowed to express how they feel. If you don't like what they're saying, I'm sorry, but be kind in the chats, okay? We're just trying to learn right along with everybody else. If you feel like he's speaking rubbish to the other person, then I'm sorry. You know, you don't have to listen to it. We're not being nasty, but if you don't like it, you have the freedom to like click off, you know what I'm saying, and come back when we're talking about something that you like. But right now, the end game is these babies were harmed. Our countries are out of control. We have unruly people coming into our countries, attacking our people. It's not about, this person, that person. We are under attack from people that are coming from countries that are unruly. And now their way of thinking and their way of expressing themselves through violence is affecting everyone, not just the people on the panel. They're affecting you, your neighborhood, your likeliness. They're affecting everything. And for you to make these little comments talking about rubbish, if you were in the place of, I cannot imagine the pain that these children's parents are going through.
May I chip in there, interject? And if I've got this wrong, God bless, guide me. But the official sort of story in the mainstream media that we have in this country right now is that, first of all, it was sort of posted on social media prematurely, I would suggest, that his name was Ali Al-Shaqtari. Got that right? He was 17. Yeah. And he was an illegal immigrant, potentially a Syrian, I think. I saw.
No, and from Rwanda, but they first tried to say that he was from Cardiff, trying to make out he's a Welsh guy that had done it.
Right, yeah.
Transpires that his father came over here from Rwanda when he in 2020, I believe, as an illegal immigrant, and then set up a life here, become a karate instructor. Then they had a bit of a fallout. Now, the boy, apparently, this is the thing, I'm getting 2 reports of one that he was born in England, and secondly, another one that he came over here when he was 6. Now, the boy does have a different name than the father.
But we don't actually have a mainstream motive for what he did, do we? That hasn't been presented to the public yet. Nobody has actually came out and said, this is why he did it. It's because of Islam or a religious ideology. Nobody seems to know why he did what he did. So all you can do is surmise and put the pieces of the puzzle together yourself. And that's what's happened with the British public. They've said this guy shouldn't be here in our country.
Excuse me. I don't believe it's all mental health. I'm sick and tired of people playing the mental health card for people's bad behavior. I'm so sick of it because they do it here in the United States.
Cop-out.
It is And let me tell you something. I worked for the Department of Mental Health for years, and a lot of those people don't just go out there and do that kind of stuff. You know, these are people that may be on drugs, or maybe this is their way of life, or whatever. We don't know him. Okay, and let's be fair and say we don't really know his name, because everybody is saying different names, and everybody is saying he's from different places. Let's just wait until the news gives you a actual factual name and place of origin. That'll be better. Let's just say the 17-year-old kid. That's
necessarily, not necessarily, because you can't always trust the mainstream media, can you? You can't always put all your eggs in their basket and say, right, well, what they're saying is correct and factual.
Mental health.
So
those years he was in school, no teachers picked up of any abnormalities or any friends or anything like that. They just said he is quiet.
So you're saying that he went to school in Britain?
Yeah, well, so there's two stories. There's one that he came here when he was 6 years of age, and there's one that even if he came here or born here, even if he came here when he was 6, you're telling me from the age of 6 in the United Kingdom to 17, he didn't go to school? Yeah. So he's been to school. Yeah. He's been in the mainstream, of population. We pick you. Look, you know yourself, mate. When you walk through town, someone comes up to you and chats to you. You could tell straight away if they're a little bit off key. You know what I mean? We got that kind of patter. So, but I'll just say one thing, right? There's some guy in the chat. Please do not misquote me. I did not say that all Palestinians are animals. I said that the Arab states have stated themselves they don't want to take any Palestinians, because originally they were like a traveling group of gypsies of all the dregs of their societies that did murdering and stealing and stuff like that. And
hey, God bless. Don't buy into the chat too much, dude. Just keep the flow moving.
I'm seasoned, but if you are going to quote me, please quote what I said and don't act like you're mainstream media twisting things.
You get the haters and you get the lovers, bro. You know that.
And we have a GoFund thing going on at the moment. Let me just see how much it is on at the moment. So I don't know about you guys in America. Like we have a tragedy, people come together and they donate to help towards the family costs and stuff like that. At the moment, it's on £312,000, and that's going to have to go towards things like the funerals. I mean, we're having tough times in England, and this place where it's happened is a very working class area, and with poverty, people are working up there. But I'll tell you what, when your child dies, they get you in that moment of grief, and those funeral directors are not charities. Trust me, they will try to rip out every penny they can on them. And then even if a family say we can't afford that, they say, "Oh, we can do a payment plan for you." You want to do the best for your child, don't you? So hopefully,
did you guys in America see our Prime Minister Keir Starmer attend Southport?
What did you say?
Did you guys in America? Did you see the video of our Prime Minister Keir Starmer attend Southport? He laid a wreath, and there was a video circulating on social media. You saw that? God bless.
Yeah, I was on the live stream with Joe Cool.
DJ Media streamed it.
He's from Swindon as well. I know him. He's from Swindon.
And Wendell as well, which Mike streamed.
Legged it. When they drove away, there's always children that are there and people, crowds and cars. Did you see the speed that they drove away? They could have hit somebody.
That's my point. Like, there was a friend of the mother of the 9-year-old girl who was murdered, and she was hysterical, and people were shouting, "That's right, just leave, get your photos," like it was some kind of publicity stunt. That's why I was bringing it up.
Did he stop and say, "I'm dreadfully," and all the "don't look back in anger" and my thoughts and prayers are with? He didn't even have the time for that. So you could see, that was when he went. That's when he started getting heckled. Not prior to that. Let's make that point. No, nothing was thrown.
Yeah.
Bastard. Sorry.
It was when he just turned and walked away, wasn't it? People were like expecting a little bit more from him.
Do you know who Beetle is?
Beetlejuice. I'm not going to say it 3 times.
You're funny.
Right.
Beetle is inside the chat. He's in the chat.
The thing about us that makes us British is that we laugh at the face of adversity and we're strong.
You're welcome, Armando.
You know, we're sleeping lions. We could be sleeping lions, but don't wake us up.
Yeah. So I was trying to see if Beetle would like to come up. It looks like he has a lot to say if you guys want to come up.
But we got to keep it
talking
cute.
to Beetle. Beetle has
I'm
a lot.
cool. Sure.
No, I said we got to keep it cute. We got to be nice. We got to be respectful. If you come up, let's keep it nice like it is right now, because these gentlemen have been very, very respectful, and we want to keep the panel at that way. If you disagree with respect. That's all we're asking.
We're respectful. Me and that guy are respectful because we're true Brits, right? And I'm in the. I'd love to have a conversation with a lefty or one of these far lefties to understand, about them, but you can't because you get screamed at Nazi. The thing is, there's no communication. It's either you're left
God bless.
or right.
The situation is that people are running on emotion. So they're not thinking with sound minds. Yeah, I am fuming about what's happened. It's only down the road from where I live, and I have young children too. And I can't even imagine how that must feel for that to happen to your children. But you've still got to try and maintain a calm mind and a cool sort of point of view. Otherwise, nothing gets done, does it?
Yeah, it stirred up a lot of emotions for me. I'm okay to talk about it again, but you can understand my kind of thing. My 18-year-old daughter died on her 18th birthday. And a lot of people would say, "Oh, was it drugs or drink?" No, what it was, she didn't drink. No, I know. I'm okay to talk about it now.
Can I read a couple of questions? I know you guys are talking about important things, but I read a comment. Somebody feel like we're not, paying attention to their comments, and we don't want to make anybody feel like that. So one of the
can't see them.
Okay, one of the comments that caught my attention is from AW77. He said this is his opinion only.
Can you put it up? Can you put it in the box?
100% Sharia attack. They hate music and artistic expression in children, making people too scared to let their children get involved in these kind of classes. So I don't know anything about that too much, but if that's your opinion, that's something that we should possibly look into and see if that's true. Goldsmith Gaming said, what is that? Said they have had enough. I cannot understand the person. It begins with a D underneath it. So it's time to wake up. Beetle said, this isn't my humor. Sorry. JJ's okay. Let me see. Do
you want me to slow down the chat?
No, you don't have to. I'm just trying to get the one.
Okay.
Omono, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. I've never seen your name. Amonra said there is someone in the chat who seemed to have some inside info. Who's got the inside info? So people are trying to figure out what's really going. I'm not messing with Soul Flask. Something wrong with you. So Flask, if you still in here, you a mess. You funny. I had an egg sandwich for lunch. We didn't ask you that. I thank you for that laugh, though.
So Beetle wants to give information, but they're scared. They said they're scared. So Beetle, if you'd like to come up, you can.
Can I answer your sort of your points there? So you're talking about Sharia law, right? So this is like a fundamental Islam, isn't it? It's like an ideology, and when you look at the Quran, if that sort of ethos and that religion was imposed upon the British people, then it would pretty much mean that everybody would be eradicated that wasn't a Muslim, because that's when you look at the Quran. It says that anybody that isn't part of your religion is a false religion and should be eradicated in that sense. So that's kind of, when I look at the Sharia law bit, that's why people are so worried.
Yes, this is a safe place, Beetle. If you'd like to come up, you can come up via email.
Right.
Okay, you can email it to me. It's unew2021@gmail.com. Let me drop it in the chat for
Can I
you.
just finish off what I was talking about earlier on? Because it looks like I'm just, like I'm looking for a bit of sympathy. As I was trying to say, my daughter died when she's 18 on her 18th birthday. And what happened was, I can talk about it now. And what it was, she died she drowned in a bath. She had a benign brain tumor and fitted in the bath and drowned.
Oh,
and
geez.
then that was out of the blue, like for these parents here. And like I was saying about the funeral costs, when we went to the funeral parlour, they wouldn't come and collect the body until we paid a big deposit and everything. These funeral homes are, you think they'd have a bit more sympathy. But the thing is, that was, my daughter died in 2007. And, you never, like when I was watching all this yesterday, I bawled my eyes out watching it all. Because even though you got that pain, what you do is with that pain, you kind of like put it in a box and you hide it somewhere in your head or your heart. But you could be sat watching telly, and the most stupidest thing on telly you're watching can trigger you. I don't know, kind of thing like that. So we've got to, if anyone can go to this, if any of your moderators can look at, it's called GoFundMe. It's not GoFundMe, is it? What am I on about? It's called Just Giving, and it's a Swifties fundraiser for All the Hay Children's Charity, and I think it was set up with Taylor Swift as well to get the money up together to help these families and for their future.
I have many friends right across Britain, England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and speaking to people and reading what's going on, the sort of emotional response to these recent events, especially in Southport. And Southport is like the cherry on the cake, so to speak, isn't it? It's like it's been going on for a while now.
See, it's people have had back.
People have had enough, and they're ready to rise up and stand and fight in the sense that they're worried about their families and children. The men of this country have had enough. And I think what you're going to see shortly is protests turning violent, rising up in different cities right across the UK.
Why would that be? Because we've done loads of protesting. We've gone with women and children, and you had the MDL, the Muslim Defence League. I don't know if you remember seeing that.
Yeah, I do. But there wasn't the emotion behind it back then. People were, let's keep it peaceful, let's try and make our voice heard. But now the voices haven't been heard, so people are
heard. Ones that are violent, all the grooming gangs, or when they like in Leeds. If you're of a certain ethnicity, religion, they run away. But
it wasn't affecting them. They could turn the other way and think, oh well, that's happened in another place, so it's not really directly affecting me. But now people can see this is real. This is going off. It's going off on the streets where people live, and so the men are coming together, and they've just had enough. And I don't think it can be stopped, to be honest.
Yeah, don't touch our kids.
Unless Keir Starmer comes out and declares some kind of national emergencies and says, right, we're going to deport all of these asylum seekers and put this situation right, then it's only going to perpetuate. It's only going to carry on.
He won't, because he's too scared of the ones that are already here, backing them up. Because a Muslim, listen, a Muslim must never. We had this program in England called what's it called? Not where they pay you to grass up on another Muslim that might be doing terrorism. Oh, what's it called?
I've never heard of that.
What was it called? Not relate. Something like that. Anyway, someone in the chat might know. And what it was, Badge, what was that thing? Remember that a few years ago, after we had all these terrorist attacks, they set up a fund to give mosques money if they grassed up one of their fellow worshippers that is going to do a terrorism act. I can't remember what it's called right now. Anyway, it's in the Quran, a Muslim must not inform another Muslim or they will go to the hellfire. So where did that go? You know,
that's just nuts, isn't it? Though it's crazy, isn't it? Like,
I mean, there's some good people come over in there. I'm recognising in the chat. This is a nice, you know, like I said, the most important thing is when we talk about these things is we don't go into a meltdown. We don't start calling each other names. Listen to the other side of the story, the elephant in the room, whatever you call it.
Let's explore both sides of the story then. So let's look at the Muslims that are not part of this and are trying to live in peace, which many are, and many contribute to the society financially, morally, and are good people. I've got Muslim friends. So how will they be feeling about this situation right now?
Well, this is the thing. We've not seen any condemnation. And then the other I mean, I've got a mate in Morocco. He is like a brother. And I was supposed to go to his wedding and he sends my kids gifts at Christmas. Yeah. He sends Christmas gifts sends me money over to buy the kids some toys or whatever. And he's a nice guy. It's totally different. I tell him about what goes on over here. I can talk to him about anything. And he said it's totally different there. But Relate. Was it Relate? I'm sure it's called Relate, something like that. I'm trying to remember the name of that fund. But the thing is, you know, when we had all this is what perplexes me, right? Now, what man doesn't care what your religion or what your colour or anything like that? What man does not know it is wrong to rape a woman, you know, a child, and yet these women that...
Can I tell you, I can answer that.
The Muslim aunties, Muslim mothers, all the Muslim women community never come up and oust it. In our communities in England, like in Wales, bloody hell, or anywhere, if we found out one of our own was raping little girls like that, sickly, it's just beyond words, isn't it? It's a heinous crime. They would be lynched. The police.
You asked a question. You asked a very sort of relevant question. Then you said, "What man thinks it's all right to rape a child?" Right? That's what you just said. Now, when you look at the Quran, you had the Prophet Muhammad. He took a wife at 6 years old, Aisha, and slept with her at 9 years old. So there's your answer.
Hold on, you're missing something. What happened in between the 6 and the 9? He was allowed. You're allowed by Islamic law to rub your member in between the thighs, and he rubbed it up and down on her, and that's in the Quran. That is in the Quran.
I'm sorry. I know that we're expressing some things, but can we please keep it on the little girls and what happened, and let's get away from the religious part, because there are people in the chat that may be associated with that religion, and we don't want to offend anyone, but we want to keep it on the horrific thing that happened to those babies, if you don't mind.
I'm only repeating things that are actually in their scriptures.
No, okay, I get it. I understand that, but I'm saying that
it's quite relevant. Actually, it is quite relevant because it's an ideology that's perpetuated this problem that we've got to.
I understand that,
it's one religion sort of waging war against all the others.
Yes, I get it, but I know that you're talking about the religious aspect of it. I understand. I'm not trying to tell you, because you have taught me a lot of stuff that I did not know myself. So I'm not taking away from anything you're saying, but let's keep our focus on the little girls, because a lot of people that are coming in may not understand if we're talking about the little girl or if we're talking about religion. So we need to keep the focus on both if you want to do it, but let's be, everybody in the chat, let's please be respectful.
Point taken.
We're looking at both sides. I understand what you're saying, but you want to understand. So Muhammad is thought upon as being the most perfect man, so they try to replicate the perfect man. So I'm trying to get you to understand why they think it's okay to do it, whereas in the Bible there is things like that, but that was thousands of years ago.
There isn't, not in the Bible. Not in the Bible, there isn't. But anyway, listen. How do you think the protest will unfold tonight in London? How do you think that's going to go? God bless.
The police will get heavy-handed, won't they?
I don't know. It seems like the Patriots are going to turn up angry, righteous anger.
Well, Danny said I'm going there. I think Paul Thorpe's had a chat with him. So I was speaking to Paul, and they calmed him down a bit, because that's not what we're about. We want things to be changed. We want to be heard.
Hold on a second. Let me address something. I'm not saying that I'm not on your side. I'm telling you I understand, but I'm not over there, so I can't speak to you guys' issue. I know nothing, so I'm not on a side where people are being harmed. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying to what the person name went. I'm just saying that it's just a mess. And
what's happening here, you is a template. This is just a template.
I'm together.
It's going to happen. This is going to happen across Europe, and it's going to come to America. It's not just an isolated incident, is what I'm trying to say.
Can I tell you something? So
yeah,
what made me interested in finding out about their laws. Okay, there's a Detroit. When Barack Obama was in office, he allowed a lot of Muslims to come to America, and a lot of them were sick. A lot of them came with their own ideas. And so some of the Muslims have moved to Texas. You can look it up. And they created their own court system. And the governor of Texas found out, and she shut it down fast. She said, first of all, it's against the law for you to come to our country and create your own government. They were doing some of the most horrific stuff to people, and America got on it so fast that it just shut it all down. It's like, we're not tolerating that here, because we have a law that you cannot create your own government on our soil, and it hasn't happened. And the way that everybody else is, they're not going to let that go. We have Muslims, but not as radical as the ones that you guys are dealing with. We have those that are coming here, they're settling in. The ones that were super radical, when Donald Trump came into office, he put them out, and he didn't allow them to come into America. So I do understand.
Donald Trump has been predicting this sort of situation for quite a few years now.
Nobody wants to listen.
He was talking about building a wall and keeping the Mexicans out and stuff, like quite a few years ago, wasn't it?
It's not just the Mexicans. It's not. And see, that's the thing. When you say illegal, and I'm gonna tell you something. When you say illegal, the first thing that happened was the Latinos got really angry. Why are you centering yourself? We weren't just talking about you. We were talking about the Indians. We were talking about anybody, Africans, anybody that's coming from another country. But the Latinos felt like we were just singling them out, when we were talking about all types of different nationalities, cutting across the border. It's not just the Latinos. You have other races of people that look like Latinos, but they're not Latinos. You have other races of people that look like they're Black, and they're not Black. So they took it to heart when we said that. So we're like, okay, since you want to take it that way, then yeah, we talking to you. So I'm telling you, it's going to take for something to happen, for everybody to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're all right now, get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's when they're going to find out that people are no longer going to sit back and allow their families to be destroyed because you're looking for votes, and it's all about votes. Who's going to vote for me? Who's going to keep me in office? And that's how I feel. And I could be 100% wrong, but that's how I feel. My son is Black, but he looks more white. Okay, it's okay. Not a problem. It doesn't matter to me what color you are. I don't care what color you are. If you respect me, I'm going to respect you. I don't care where you come from. If you respect me, I'm going to respect you. I don't have that type of monkey on my back. But you can't come over here with laws where you feel like you can violate people, and we're supposed to sit there and twiddle our fingers. No, we're not going to do that. I don't care what religion you're in. You can't do that. And you can't blame everything on mental illness.
Agreed.
Mental
health is it's a bit of a cop-out, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, there are people that suffer with real mental health, but we live in an age now where people use that to sort of justify their own mistakes and problems, where it's not mental health, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to work
Yeah,
for people that are, and the people that I work with, they were extreme, and we have like a lock facility for those. When they're not on their medication, you assess them very well, and you do your process to intake. A lot of people, they say things and then they do things, and they say, oh, the person has a mental illness. That's just another way for them to get a lighter sentence. And that's why I say any person that claims, if you don't have a paper trail saying that you have been dealing with any sort of mental illness, that should go out the window automatically and not give an excuse. I know that some people have post-traumatic stress disorder and never had it addressed, but guess what? You still committed a crime. So guess what? You're still going to be treated as though you are quote unquote not really normal, but a normal person. So we need to
yeah.
really stop with the excuses and start holding people accountable. If we start holding them accountable, then people they'll take things more serious. But all these little slap on the wrist and pat on the tushy, they're like, oh, that's my punishment, I'm gonna go back and do something more heinous. And I read some of the stuff in that law that you were talking about, the Sharia law. And to me, to be honest, my opinion is very disturbing. That it's disturbing. That's all I can say. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
It's very disturbing. That's all I can say, because you cannot force people to do something that they don't want to do, and that's taking away your free will. To me, that's how I feel about it. But
could we possibly put some of the comments up in the main box so I can some
is a
questions and
label
stuff.
saying uses to disguise. Can you put the comments up, sis?
Yeah. Which
all
one
I've got is be respectful in the
It's
chat.
all of them.
I don't know any you feel just to keep the chat going.
Let's see.
Any comments?
Has anyone heard of the Utopia rat experiment? The same goes for us as it does them. It's all about population. Okay, that goes by so fast. So they're talking about
this one.
Okay.
What are we doing
okay.
to at the end of the century when there is around 2 billion displaced people?
You lose your national identity. Your heritage from your forefathers that made you who you are is gone.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a term called anarcho-tyranny?
Like displacement theory.
Anarcho-tyranny. Have you ever heard of that before? What it means? No. It means where the governments, on purposely divide and conquest, they bring in that into your local communities, so that there's like a divide between the two, and then you're never powerful. It's an old thing, isn't it? It's like with the Romans, divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer.
Yes. And that's the kind of thing that's going on at the moment. It must be. It must be.
So if that's the case, then, if that is the case, and it's happening all over Europe and America, Australia, South Africa, all of Canada, then is this a unified approach by a unilateral government that sits above and in the shadows of national governments?
Yeah, well, look, the World Health and all that stuff and all those things are not very nice, are they? And then they try to do all this climate control, stop us from driving, keep us out of the car. It's just all freedom of movement, 15-minute cities. I mean, look at how everyone fell for the Kool-Aid. The masks and that. Those masks are pathetic. You know what I mean? It's like a condom on a hedgehog. Sorry. Do you guys know what a hedgehog is in America?
I've seen it on TV.
It's like a spiky. It's like a porcupine. It's like putting a Durex on a. Those masks were useless. It was all. If you didn't have it, we're not going to go into that stream, because that will just take us down things that's been talked about for years. But it just goes to show how easily they can control you with fear. Yeah? Would you be in agreement with that?
Why can't I see the chat? Right. Okay, I've got the chat.
You on a mobile phone, or you on the PC?
Yeah, no, I've got it. I've got the chat up now. On Ra, they're convinced the working class unions are done. So in Britain, the unions were set up by the Fabian Society, correct?
Yeah. Well, Jewish originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jewish community.
As was the Labour Party.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. As like right. So they call Trump racist and the Republicans racist. Okay. Now the you can't make this up. It's true. And you're American, so you'd be able to back this up for me. So the Republicans were set up by three.
Can you hold on 1 second? Beetle, did you want me to repeat what you have? What you sent me, the email you sent me? Would you like me to repeat what you had? Because
yeah, do that.
Unless you say it's okay.
I have a message on my screen from Beetle. All I'm saying is I wish you all the best of luck because every one of you is going to need it. I'm so sorry. Why are you so sorry, Beetle? What's going on, dude? Please, you knew, and read out his message.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it as long as, yes, you can say it, please. Okay. All right. So this is what was sent to me. Let's see. This is going to sound crazy, but please, it isn't. I noticed a pattern at first, and I thought this pattern was merely coincidence. But I assure you, what you are seeing on the streets of Great Britain has been orchestrated by those that are meant to govern us.
Amen.
Well, that's what we were just talking about, isn't it? We were talking about a unified approach from governments across Europe and Canada and Australia, like allowing the same madness to unfold. Immigrants coming from Africa, Central Africa, all over the place, really, and denationalizing our countries. So yeah, I'm with you, Beetle. I understand what you're saying.
Right, and then Beetle also sent me another one, and it says, "Look at key news events. You'll see the pattern. If you don't look, then please stay safe. What are you seeing now is nothing what's coming. As far as it's going to get worse."
100%.
I agree. It's going to get a lot worse, Beetle. I agree with that.
Worse. It cannot. And the thing is, I have to ask, unless people act now, like from last night, unless we act, it might be at a point now also that it's too late. We might be too infected with this culture, death cult, and all the other things that are going on in our country. Thing is, right? No. Do you know what? In South Africa, in Africa rather, over 250 Christians are murdered and slain and raped every day. I haven't seen any Christian refugees. That is a war-torn country. They would be fleeing persecution. Boko Haram and all the other terrorists. You have to remember is, these terrorist organizations, Islam has killed. If you can imagine, if you group together every war, First World War, Second World War, Boer War, the Romans, Egypt, everything, if you put all the deaths together, it doesn't come close to the amount of people who have died in the name of Islam. And the thing is, the biggest killers of Muslims killing other Muslims, that's the biggest. They kill each other as well. So, it baffles me. The violence of it. The domination. That's it. Domination. It is a very cleverly put together cult. And it doesn't. Where does it say in the Bible you can lie? But in the Quran you got taqiyya. It's permissible to lie. You can tell a lie.
Okay. And I have another email. I got the email from. Hold on, let me see who that person is. I believe it was. Can you read my email? Yeah. So that's. Oh my God, the chat is flying, y'all. Hold on.
It's slow on mine. It's not going mad on my one.
How many people are watching?
It was about 160. I don't know. You have to refresh
it. Share it out, guys. This is real talk.
Okay.
Share
it on your social media. People in the chat. Share this to your Facebook, Instagram. We're talking real business.
It's down to 95, unfortunately. But we got more likes.
Cockbush 912 sent me an email. I am watching the live and I want to hear the panel here. The point of view on the police is keeping the 17-year-old in for 96 hours and 4 days before they send him off his, I guess, county. And this is accounting the Liverpool Echo police issue update on the 17-year-old arrested over the stabbing. So this is what it says. The police issue update on the 17-year-old arrested over Southport stabbing. This was, let me see, how long ago was this?
So he's quoting from the Liverpool Echo News there, I'm assuming. God bless.
Yeah.
It must be from Liverpool.
Echo?
Which I would not listen to.
Yeah, the Echo. Yeah, so he's saying that this dude was definitely 17, as reported in the mainstream media from Liverpool Echo News.
Right.
And they're going to do what, did you say, you name?
So it says the law allows officers up to 96 hours or 4 days to hold a suspect in custody for serious crimes. A 17-year-old was arrested on suspicion of murder. Unaliving. And attempted unaliving after the horror unfolded at Taylor Swift themed children holiday club on Hart Street on Monday, July 29th at around 11:50 a.m. So basically, that's what they hold them up to. They hold them up to either 96 hours or 4 days.
Well, I'm not far from Southport, and I've spoken to people about this as well. And Tyler, 22, in the chat says he's a Muslim, not 17, and was a member at the mosque that got attacked, which also I've heard, not through the mainstream media, but just through word of mouth. So
I'm just reading. There's another story where this guy, I was trapped and could see the police getting destroyed. I was terrified. So we got a young man has shared his terrifying experience. Mohammed Hag, apparently he's in the mosque, but he doesn't say. He doesn't look. Now, none of these mosque people have come up and said, "Oh, he wasn't a member of this mosque or he wasn't a Muslim." So it kind of like the story tells itself, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've actually heard from people, not from the mainstream media, that he was a Muslim, but you don't know if there's a theme of radicalization going on behind that, do you? And so you can't tar all of the Muslims of that mosque with the same brush, in that sense.
Yes, look, hang on a minute. Here we go. There we go. Look. Oh, Master Ron, how you doing, mate? I haven't seen you for a long time. Yes, exactly. You've only just joined the channel. I did explain to people. They're trying to say that it was anyone's just coming on the channel. What started off the riots last night was not EDL. They've been disbanded over 10 years ago, easily. What it was, while they was all peacefully at this vigil, cuddling and crying and supporting each other, little girls putting their flowers down, mums crying and hugging their children, a Muslim 400 yards away was stopped by the police. The videos are there. Go and have a look for yourself. I know, Parkwa. God, we're getting quite a crowd here from our lot. He was all dressed in black with a balaclava on a hot night like that, and he was going to the vigil with a knife. He had a big blade.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw him get arrested. Yeah.
And that's what kicked it off. That's what kicked it off. In your hour of greed.
Was it?
Greed. You know,
was that the final straw that kicked it all off when that was published online on social media?
Street Mike was up there. DJ, my mate from Swindon, he was up there, but I think he left by then. And there's quite a few other streamers. Yeah, and
DJ Media.
Yeah, he was up there earlier on when Charlie Beach was up there.
No, anyway. He was there. He's put a good video out on YouTube showing the full riots. He was right there. He stayed.
I haven't watched that one yet. I've been catching up.
But Wendell from Stream Mike, a couple of people started questioning who he was and stuff, and somebody said, "Oh, I'm vouching for you," and he just thought, "I'm off."
Camera. Yeah, he's grabbing his camera and that. I think when the fire started as well, that's when he started to shit it. He's a good geezer. I've chatted to him. I see him on Sundays. You know, Hyde Park.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I've watched him at Speaker's Corner a few times.
Yeah, but I think he was the only black person there. That's probably why he felt. But everyone was saying, "You're all right, mate. You're all right." Yeah, there was no, you know what I mean? There's no racism there at all. The only thing they asked him for, and the only reason why he got any attention was because he's got a nice big camera, and they was making sure he wasn't from mainstream media, just filming the bad bits, not the bit like where the people...
Excuse me. Here's the thing, though. God bless. It isn't just one event that's happened. As tragic as it is, 3 young girls have lost their life. You know, another 9 people. Yeah, but there's been a string of events that has led up to this that the British public have been watching and not been happy about. And there's, you know, there was a soldier that was stabbed last week, right? You saw that. The soldier that was attacked. So this has been a accumulation of events that have led up to this point, and people in this country and around, you know, like, I don't live far away from Southport, and people have had enough, and they're blaming the government. They're saying you and your policies have created this mess, and they're not happy. They're not happy at all, and so they're looking at the police.
Alan, hold on 1 second, please. So these are the 3 little girls. One is Alice. She's 9 years old. BB King is 6. Elise is the 7-year-old. Okay, so basically you're going to look at all the way to your right. That is Alice. She's 9. Okay, and then you're going to go all the way over here to the left. She's got the gold collar. She is the 7-year-old. And then I'm sorry. Yeah, she's the 7-year-old. That is Elise. I'm sorry. BB King, which is the one in the gold. That one is the 6-year-old. And then we have Elise, which is 7 in the middle. Sorry, you guys. So 7 in the middle.
Yeah, the girl in the middle is Portuguese.
Huh?
She's Portuguese, the girl in the middle. Well, her family... as you can see, their origins is from, they came to England a few years ago. They're Portuguese, hardworking, no doubt, and all that stuff.
That's sad. So
sad, very, very sad.
So yeah, going back to what I was saying before you put that up.
Sorry,
it's been an accumulation of events, hasn't it? It's not just one thing that's happened and everybody's gone. You know, it started off with an immigrant problem in local communities throughout Britain. So you see it prevalent in Ireland, you know, and if you go onto YouTube or TikTok, you can see videos of native people that are not happy, and it's been going on and building and building and building. And this is like, do you guys have party poppers in America? Do you know what a party popper is?
I know what a bottle of poppers is.
A party popper. It's like it's like a string, and it pops, it bangs, yeah. And this is the So this is giving people an opportunity to stand up and speak about the way they feel, and through fear also, because people are frightened for the futures of the children, and rightly so. We can't be having, from anybody from any other country, no matter where it is, whatever religion, whether it's Islam or Buddha or wherever, it doesn't really matter, coming into a country that was built and established by our forefathers that laid down their lives to create what we've got. We cannot have people coming into this domain and the government fail us as people. So the people are taking it into their own hands to respond. That's what's happening. And then the police are the middlemen between that. The police, if you look back through a little bit of history, you go back to 2017, there was big cuts from the police forces throughout the United Kingdom. So Greater Manchester Police Force received the 70. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying. So in 2017, Greater Manchester Police Force received a £70 million cut on their budget, which was a third of their budget from the government, and they retired a lot of the old school police officers that would, when you were a child, if you pinched an apple from the shop, they'd give you a clip round the ear and take you home, and then your dad would give you one. Yeah. And they brought in new recruits, and they were harvesting the new police force from Tesco shelf stackers or people who were fresh out of college. So they've established a police force that is not capable to deal with this kind of thing on purpose, if you ask me. And now we have a situation where the police force are in the line of fire because the people are not happy with the government, but the police are protecting the government. Are you with me? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was reading the
chat.
Yes,
so you have almost a strategical demonization of the police and bringing in new people, because we had the London riots in 2016, I think it was. God bless. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And the police dealt with that heavy-handedly, wrapped it back up, and this was youths that were from deprived areas, young drug dealers, gang members, and they took to the streets of London, started rioting, looting the shops, and the police dealt with it and took care of it. Now, shortly after that, the police force changed its dynamics in this country. So then,
thank you, Ms. Media.
And then now we face a response 7-8 years later where we've got serious issues on the street, but the police aren't what they used to be, and they don't have the tools to deal with things. Now, you do have some we call it old school coppers, which are like, I don't know the way to explain that. Old school coppers are like the old righteous police force. You still have some of them within this country, but they're in a minority. And most of them, we have a police force that is built from the woke culture, who, in the face of pure danger and adversity, run off, as we saw in Hare Hills. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what happened in Hare Hills in Leeds last week. Maybe you can elaborate on that. God bless. You still with us?
Hang on a minute, I've just made myself a drink. So if you want to hear the blender, cocktails tonight, guys. Anyway.
I was just talking about what happened in Hare Hills and the police response and the difference between what happened in Southport.
Right, the difference is, right, in Leeds, what it was, there's a Romanian family in a very heavily Romanian and Muslim community. Social services were called because the children were covered in bruises and the baby had a very serious head injury, and no one said anything about it. The kids were out at the time with the baby. Some people say the baby is thrown out the window, but I haven't seen anything more on that. And when the social services come out to speak to the parents, they were drunk. They saw the state of the children and the state of the house, and they said they're going to take the children into care. When they went to take them into care, the community all ganged up and started. They overturned a police car, set fire to a local bus for their community. This is the mentality of it. Smashed up their own neighbourhood. And that's what. And the police, when it first started going, when there's less people, they ran. They ran 60-odd police officers. So there's quite a few there, and they ran like little rabbits. And in the end, down to peer pressure, the Muslims and the Romanians said that unless you get those children back, you're going to see more destruction, much more destruction. And so they bowed down to give back the children.
Tommy Robinson covered that on a live yesterday. He said that the reason that the police in this country don't respond to Islamic warfare, to use that word for want of a better word, is through fear, because they don't want it to kick off because they're outnumbered. So the way that the British are viewing that is, well, we'll bring the warfare, so you do listen. And that is the parody in the situation, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yes, we protested for so many years and kindly and nicely and saying, come on, do something. Don't let this happen. But the other ones go and protest and smash and burn and loot and rob, and then they're bowed down to. And it's a shame, but people are seeing that now. And I think people have had that enough. I mean, look at you said about so many incidences. It should have happened years ago. Look at that Ara Grande concert. How many children?
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to not remember the number, but I think it's about
Manchester.
24 children blown up. And that guy Azidi, whatever his name is, he was in the Royal Navy. Go and check this out. The Royal Navy were instructed to go and pick him up from another country and bring him here. What the hell? And every time we had these terror attacks and everything, known to the police, known to MI5 as a terrorist. 8-10 years ago, we had 24,000 known Islamics on the terror watch. And you've got to remember that takes away, the special police from their duties and the cost. Now it's over 48,000 that we know of.
I think what we're I mentioned Christianity before, and there's a passage in Matthew 24 in the Bible that says that nation will rise against nation. But when you look at the original word that was used in the Greek, it's ethnos. It means ethnicity, which basically means black against white. Could we potentially be there at the end times with that situation?
It's got to be religion. It wouldn't be a black and white thing, because it's about I can go out a black mate. When I was a kid, I used to get a bit of racism when I was a kid, because I was hanging around with quite a few black mates because they're older than me. Would get me in a nightclub, and I used to be called all sorts of lover words and stuff. So I've experienced it, but those are different days. But if you look at the Book of Revelations, oh my God, it's like it's fortune telling. It's everything seems to be coming in, doesn't it? I'm not going to go down that all up. We're all going to burn in the hellfires, all that kind of stuff. But you've got to look at things, and stuff like recently in Jerusalem, they finding all these new things that were in the Bible and everyone poo-pooed. And it's true facts, true things. It was all coming out. It still seems to be fitting into place.
You have to look right across the board. You have to be prepared to be open-minded and connect all dots.
Yeah, there's only two things that are going to save us at the moment. That's either aliens coming here, that might bring us together. Seriously, we'll all shit ourselves then, won't we?
You guys know Jay Bond? Jay Bond said he has some excellent information if I drop the link.
Yeah, go for it, Jay Bond.
All right, hold on.
So Jesus or aliens, that's our only savior at the moment.
Please,
Jesus or aliens.
come up. Please respect the panel and the chat. I would appreciate that. I don't have any disrespect on my channel. We don't yell at each other. We don't curse each other. We don't do any of that. Please keep it clean when you do come up, and I appreciate you doing it.
Are you inviting the guests in the chat to come on to speak?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
That would be John Bond. Yeah, Jay Bond. I'm sorry, not John Bond, but Jay Bond.
Jay Bond. Yeah. Okay. Jay Bond, join us. It'd be interesting to actually read in the comments. It'd be interesting to listen to.
Yes, I need you to send me the link as well. Beetle, can you send me the link to what you're talking about? Because I don't know what it is I need to be looking for when you emailed me. I just need to know, is there a link that I can go look into? I would appreciate it, Beetle. I know you only got a few more minutes in here.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
Just reading a comment by Soul Flask. You don't get it, do you? They're merging Christianity and Islam.
Because the person that came up is a whole different name than what's in the chat. Give me a second. Hold on.
Yeah, that happened with me.
Yeah.
God bless us. God bless Cotton Dunn for that, didn't you, brother?
Yes. Who are you? What's your name?
Hello, my name is Jay.
Hello, my name is Jay Bond. Jay Bond.
Jay Bond. Welcome to the chat, brother.
Different, that's why. Okay, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Are you in America at the moment?
I'm in the US. Yes.
Right. How are you all doing in America? We're praying for you. We're hoping you're doing well in America.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Where are you from?
I'm from
Scotland.
I'm from Scotland.
Oh, okay. I hear your accent. Okay.
I really like the American accent as well. Like.
J-Bone, what have you got to tell us, brother?
Yeah, what do you have to tell us? You said you had important information.
Absolutely. The important information that I have is as follows, right? Everyone should really pay attention. Now, there was a statement released by Tommy Robinson earlier. He's always blaming the Muslims, right?
No, he's not always blaming the Muslims. Go on. Sorry,
let him speak.
Right, he just put a tweet out, right, that the Quran should be banned. Do you agree with that the Quran should be banned?
I do.
Can I ask you, J-Bon, you said you had some interesting information.
Yeah, the information that we're going to be talking about is what's going on in Southport. Anything else, we're not doing any talking about, what the word you just used, because I don't use that word in here because YouTube frowns against that word. So refrain from saying that B word, the one that ends with a B, begins with a B and ends with a B. So we're just talking about the case right now that's going on from Southport. We're not talking about anything else.
What do you think is going on, J-Bon?
Yeah, are you talking about anything like that?
In Southport, yesterday there were riots in Southport, right? And apparently the people who are rioting, they identify themselves as British patriots.
Are you a Muslim? Are you Scottish Muslim, J-Bon?
I'm Scottish.
You're a Muslim.
I'm Scottish.
Are you a Muslim, or what ethnicity are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm white. I'm a white Scotsman.
White Scotsman. Whereabouts in Scotland, brother?
Kirkcaldy.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Carry on.
Where are you from?
Morecambe, just up the coast from Southport.
Isn't that where Tyson Fury's?
That's right. Yes, it is. Yeah.
I like a bit of Tyson Fury.
Oh, I'd love to meet him. What an amazing man.
Apparently, Tyson Fury went out for a jog today. I saw it on his Twitter. Now, the people in Southport...
He does that most days, though, brother. That's not big news.
Right. Wait, that's enough.
The people in Southport, right, that did the riots, do you think they're British patriots?
I believe so.
Yeah, I do. They're standing up for their children, protecting their children, and making their voices.
So they're standing up for their children, right? But they're bashing the police, right, and causing damage.
Who did the first hit?
You said you have information that we basically might not known about, but everything you're talking about, we've already spoken about.
I have vital information, but I'm gonna reveal the vital information in the right time.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna keep talking. Okay, go ahead.
Right. How can you refer to people who are rioting in the streets, right, as patriots?
To do with the national identity.
Right, is the national identity bashing up the police?
Well, the word patriot would be in connection with the national identity of British. And what they feel is it's non-British that are causing these problems. So that's why they identify as patriots.
Right, why were they attacking the mosque? I don't understand.
Have you not?
Well, we've covered that as well.
Yeah, I know. Are you just picking up bag ends? Because have you not been looking at the news? What led up to it?
No, I don't understand why they're attacking the mosque. What did the mosque do wrong?
So you've not looked at all the other news and you haven't done a little bit of research on here first. You just jumped into the channel and you're picking up bits and pieces. Is that correct?
Absolutely not. The person.
Can I make a request, Beetle? I'm watching your comments in the chat. Would you like to join us for a conversation?
Yeah,
you seem very opinionated.
J-Bon, you said you're Tommy's cousin. You're Tommy Robinson's cousin, are you?
I am a 15th removed cousin. I did my family tree.
Right.
Yeah, you knew to get rid of J-Bon.
Don't get rid of me, please.
He's saying that he's got revelations.
If he's my cousin, right? Why?
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I felt like there was some weird stuff going on. I felt it in my stomach, and I was like, I already said, somebody texted me, they said, be careful of the person, and I said, trust me, I was about to take them down. I felt something negative already. I don't know what's going on.
You have to give people, free speech is really important. Obviously not nasty racism or hatred, but you know, free speech is important, and I'd have quite listened to him, but it was like,
well, he didn't have a point. He said he had a point to make, and he came on and he didn't have a point.
Yeah, he came on talking about everything you guys already talked about.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to be real and put something in the chat you want to talk about, then join us. If not, then don't do what J-Bond did.
Right. If it's not something we've already talked about, that's something different. Stop banning free speech. I'm not banning free speech. I'm banning. I didn't even ban you. I literally just took you off the panel because you were saying something we've already talked about. So either you're not listening to us, or you're not.
The problem that we face, in this world is disinformation. So when we're trying to find the truth in the middle of that, and when somebody comes on the chat and says, I know this and I know that, and then they come on the live and they don't know anything and they're repeating things we've already spoken about, then that's more disinformation. That's something that we don't need. We need the truth of what's going on.
We're not up here to talk about things that are actually, you know, just in your thought or somebody else's kind of thoughts. We're talking about the truth. We don't want, like he said, we don't want to do any misinformation. And this is what we're getting from the news. If that's not the truth, then the news is going to have the problem, not us.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier on. You know, and I would only talk about things that I've seen and heard, you know, watched rather, you know, with audio, not like, oh, Chinese whispers, blah, blah, blah. Did you hear this? Did you hear that? I want to see evidence. It's like if something don't sit right with me, I go and have a look at it. I think, well, that's not right. And then, you know, most of the time you got to follow the money on corruption and things, but and so on and so on. I mean, come on, everyone's got YouTube. If you know how to use the internet, guys, because you're on the tube now. So if you can do this, you can go out and look as well. But unfortunately, some people don't look in the right places. You know.
God bless.
I mean, like I said, brilliant.
There's a comment in the chat from JJ. You don't want to talk about anything real. You're scared of an algorithm and a laughing face. So JJ, what is it? What is it you think that we should be talking about?
Hang on a second, because I was just also watching the crowd building up in London.
You're scared of the algorithm? What? No.
Yeah.
We're not.
Can we have an example?
We're talking about the three little girls that have been on the live and the situation that would have brought that on. That is all we're talking about. We're not talking about things out of the blue. So feel that way.
So let me just interject. So JJ also has just put bunch of minces, a lot of you. Now that's not a fair comment. It's not very an educated speech. He doesn't know anything about me, where I've been. I might have served in the Marines for this country for 20 years. You know, he doesn't know anything about me. So if you're just going to put hate speech in the chat, then I was always taught that it's better to keep your mouth shut than say bad things. But if you've got a point to make, join us on the live and speak. If you've got an educated opinion.
Whoa. Did you say you're a veteran?
Potentially.
Are you ex-Marine?
Potentially. Let's not go down that road though, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's all right, because I support the veterans in England, and we got the Bath PTSD camp. You heard of us?
42 Commando, brother.
Oh, thank you for your service, fella.
You're welcome.
So we got a thing. I don't know who you're keeping in touch with and how your guys are suffering and managing, but there's a thing called the Bath PTSD camp, and what we've done is we set up a private thing, and we've set up hot tubs and huts and barbecues and a beautiful, you know, countryside setting. And we got a 24-hour watch, buddy watch as well, in case you're feeling suicidal. We could get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning to talk you through. So, yeah, we do all that as well. Bath PTSD camp. Have a look, Google it later. We do a Friday night, on a Friday, we do a Friday night's veteran late night show.
Well, let me bring this point up. Let me thank you for outlining that. I don't mean to cut you off there, but I have many friends that are veterans, that are ex-military, that have come back from Afghanistan, a couple from Iraq, that have PTSD, and they've hit the bottle, and they split up with the missus, They've ended up on the streets, and they're sat in shop doorways with no help. The councils won't house them. They get no assistance from the government. Yet these immigrants and asylum seekers, if they can smuggle their way into the country, they're given a warm welcome and a brand new iPhone. Where's the justice in that? What is going on with that?
They do not need to smuggle themselves into the country. They get picked up by your RNLI and our border force, a taxi. How the fucking, how much more of a piss take
coming on coaches?
Yes. And that's another thing. I mean, America, fair play to the Americans. They give them discounts. They thank them for their service. They clap them. They're so, I mean, I'm quite jealous of how the Americans, not jealous, envious, I suppose, I don't know, of how they treat their veterans. Listen, to what, when I travel around northern France on holidays, I tip my children and I show them what our country sacrificed. I go to the British graveyards, you know, monasteries and that. The German ones is like tumbleweed. No one looks after them. But then when you go to the American ones, oh my God, the Americans look after their war dead. The graves are like a Rizzler paper in depth, you know, away from each other, you know, the measurements. And then you've got the monasteries. I swear to God, I went in there, 4 years ago, and I read all the names of the ages of the soldiers in the First and Second World War. And I'm not ashamed to say it, I bawled my eyes out, thinking, what a waste of life, those young lives. I cried my eyes out. Luckily, the kids and the missus are in the car, they didn't want to get out anymore because it's raining. But and I've taught my children about what, and like I said, I've got 5 children from the age of 6 to 24, and I've taught them everything about our country and what we sacrificed. Not just us, the Americans, everyone else, all the other countries, against hatred.
That message has been lost, though, hasn't it?
Pardon?
That message has been lost through a couple of generations of what.
Listen, I'll tell you
what men like us actually laid down.
In our country, they're trying to like brainwash our kids into leftyism and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. My kids are more Afghan than me, I'm telling you. They are. All the kids in secondary school, they support Trump. They don't support this agenda thing, you know, neutral, you know, like pronouns and all that stuff. They support Tommy Robinson. The kids in these schools are rising up. That's why Reform had such a massive following. When the next election comes, all these 16-year-olds are going to be old enough to vote. So don't lose hope. There's light in the end of the tunnel, mate. I'm telling you, these kids at school are not stupid. They've woken up. They know.
Yeah, we're facing a serious situation in Britain. Very, very, very serious situation where, you know, if the government don't listen to the people, this will end up in civil war.
It's happening. It's good. It's happening. It's too late.
We know what happens on the battlefield, and we know how it sort of comes to fruition. And I see the same sort of thing unfolding within the country that I live in. I see people divided against each other, and multiple different religions, multiple different opinions. Where, you know,
it's the multiple religions. No, because that's Sikhs. Right. So how many Jewish grooming gangs? How many Sikh grooming gangs? Buddhist grooming gangs? How many of them are trying to tell us that we have to live by their rules in their life and not to eat this and not to drink that? No. Every other religion lives in peace.
If you pick out the Jews, then you've got the Palestinians warring with them. So there's a division there. There's a division everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's no unity. There's no like united front.
Do you know what Downing Street? I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you know what Downing Street is? Downing Street.
Yeah, there's a big protest going on there now. I'm watching it as we're speaking. It's starting to build up.
It's live, right?
No, it is. It is. And I'll tell you what I'll do if you want. Hang on a second. We can have that in the corner while we talk as well. Let me.
Yeah, because if it's live on YouTube, we can't post it while we're live because it'll mess with my channel and they can take it down.
Is DJ Media there? Is he? God bless. No, DJ Media there.
That's what I'm just thinking. Hang on a minute. Well, I can get permission. If you want permission to restream it, I'll ask one of my guys to see if I can get one. Hang on a minute. Who's on at the moment?
Put it, if you can put it up on screen, that would be gold, brother, and we can speak about that.
Yeah, no, we're gonna. She wants me to. I think she wants me to get one with permission.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm looking through who's on at the moment. I don't think many people are going to go on till about 7ish, which is not far off now. Society X was up there as well last night, by the looks of it. Jamie, you know Society X. Do you know him?
No,
it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Right. So at the moment, Paul Thorpe's going at. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just click on this. It's live. Is that live now? Right. No.
Can you put a live up in the corner on the screen?
Yeah, I can do that, but this what's it said? Hang on a minute. Live. Let me go live. Notifications. Come on. Right, 7 hours ago. He's going to be going live soon, Paul, because he's up there, isn't he? He's going up there as well.
Paul Thorpe's going up there. I think is Danny Tomo going there as well. DJ Media. Wendell will be there.
Yeah, Danny's the one who's organised it. Street, and Street Mike. I've spoken to him. I know him quite well. I cannot see. He would like you. Listen, what you got to understand when you stream someone else's stream and people we know, it promotes them. Yeah. So you're not going to have any kickback on it if you share it as well on this stream as well. Right. No, Paul is going. Paul said he's going to go. I'm sure he
see what you can do, brother.
Yeah, but I mean, Danny's going to be there, obviously, and obviously Paul's best mates with him as well. So I can't see how Paul ain't going. Let me just go onto his Facebook a minute. Let me have a quick look to see what his messages are. Paul.
I think fundamentally, it's not going to be peaceful tonight outside London, outside Downing Street. Sorry.
Yeah,
I think you've got a certain group of people from the south that have been labelled as extremists, EDL, and they just, we watched Tommy Robinson's rally. It was completely peaceful. I mean, there was 1 or 2 episodes where people got into their own singular confrontations with the police. That always happens. But there was 50, 100,000 people there, and everybody was there to hear because they weren't happy about the way that everything's been played out in this country.
And to give each other a bit of comfort to show that we're not alone. More than anything,
we're not alone, brother.
It's still our country. And we're not to be beaten down, be told to be silent and just let the things carry on. Let our country be dominated. Let our children be assaulted and our women raped and people stabbed and robbed and
the time has come.
Second class citizens.
If the people don't rise up and stand up now, in my opinion, then we're already considered trampled. Yeah. We're already considered trampled, and our opinions won't matter 3 months from now. Now is the time. If people don't wake up and stand up and if possible voice their opinions and be heard in a peaceful manner, then it's only going to go one other way, isn't it?
I can't see really any other time now than this is the ultimate now or never. If it's not gone already, this is the last chance. This is the last chance. You've got to get out there. We've got to take back what is ours peacefully and protest and say that enough is enough. I mean, it was enough and enough years ago with the train bombings and the bus bombings and the beheaded Lee Rigby being beheaded on our streets in plain sight. Look how long they had to do that, and then they just wander around chatting to people with the meat cleavers in their hands with it covered in blood. Enough is enough.
Beetle, who's been commenting quite a lot in the chat, just said,
he's off.
Take it easy, brother.
And thank you for your support, Beetle, and watching out for us on here and letting us know about what you're seeing. People in the chat, you've been a good geezer. Thank you very much. If you are a geezer, I take it you are. I don't want to see your gender.
Sometimes you can't. You don't always agree with people, do you? But you're trying to find a common ground within that,
Right. Everybody has their own opinion, definitely.
And that's when peace prevails.
Yes.
When people come to a common ground, explain their grievances without going into a meltdown, that's when peace becomes peace.
Well, Beatles just put, if you rise, you all lose. But sometimes there's a time for peace and sometimes there's a time for war to fight for peace. I don't think people understand that. Sometimes you have to be passionate and strong and stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah.
To fight for what's right. Sometimes you do. You know, there's a real evil in this world. There's real evil people that only seek their own agenda. And if people don't stand up for what's right and what they believe in, then that will wash over them and carry them away with the current.
That is true.
Imagine we had that attitude in Second World War, you know, that Germany advancing on us. Oh, it's okay, they just want to come over here and let us taste their German sausage. Well, I'm not being rude then, but you know, if we didn't stand up, where would we have been? You know, and that's what makes it even more angrier. You know, that all our fathers and our grandfathers, you know, all that kind of stuff, have sacrificed their lives, left our women widows and our children orphans, because we stood up for what is right. This is that moment now.
I agree. This is that moment. If we don't stand up and unite against the common cause, then consider yourselves individualized and trampled, in my opinion. Which, you know, it is only my opinion, but that's the way I see this unfolding, because it's building momentum. It's been going on for a long time.
We're just human. We're just blokes and dads, you know, with kids.
Yeah.
Just want to save life.
Ultimately, if you knocked on everybody's door on your street, God bless, and said, "Do you think we should go to war against Islam or Iraq or Afghanistan or whoever?" Most people would say, "Oh, I'm just having my tea and watching Coronation Street." Yeah, they wouldn't. But when it's on your doorstep, in your face, and somebody knocks on your door and says, "Listen, you're next. If you don't stand up," then it's a different situation, and I think that's where we're at.
As you see the chat there, that's what I always put on everyone's. Whenever I go into a panel or onto a stream, I always put this: "Wise up, Welsh, Irish, Scots, English, unite people." Never before have we needed each other so much that our homes and safety, and that's what I'm trying to do. I go onto a lot of Irish streams. I was on an Irish stream last night, and some of them are very, very, you know, Irish, you know, and bringing up, excuse me, the troubles from, you know, England and the black and tans. And I said, listen, mate, at the end of the day, that was then, right? It's like if I turned around to you and said, "Oh, you know, you owe me money, reparations, your family owned slaves." No, they didn't. I've never been a slave. Your family never ever owned slaves as well. That's back in the day stuff. We move on for a better life for our children now, and we come together and you reunite and we watch out for each other. And then they come around. They come around in the end, you know. And I get a lot of Irish supporting me as well, and Scottish and Welsh. The Voice of Wales. Do you remember them? They're still going. Dan and Stan. They was on the stage in London on Saturday. Yeah,
true. I just want to say, Yunu, thank you for hosting this stream.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been a pleasure to speak. I'm going to go in 3 minutes and start joining a couple of the lives that are going on around London.
Okay.
See what's happening.
No
but
problem.
Yeah, it's been nice to talk.
It's Danny Tomo. There he is. He's there. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I just clicked over. Anyway, I'll probably jump over. Yeah, he's there now. Listen, hang on a minute.
I sent numerous emails.
And there you go.
Yeah, I'm asking for a link because I don't know what it is you're talking about. So I wanted you to send me the link so that way I can read into it and see exactly what you're talking about. I'm not saying that you're, like you said, I think you're crazy. I don't even know you. I can't call you crazy. I can't call anybody crazy unless I actually know them. But I'm actually just trying to see if you have a link that you could send me and I will read it.
Young lady, if you look in the private chat, I've sent it over to you already.
All right.
Look in the private chat. And that's one of them that are going on. Let me have a little look around because there'll be loads more. Absolutely. You can see the crowd's building up. I mean, I know these people, right? They're doing these streams, and you're not going to get any strikes for restreaming them. Honestly, let me just see. As one really good one, Street Mike. Let me just see when he's on. He should be on now.
So I'm going to join them. I'm going to go in their chat as well. I don't want to restream it because if you stream a live, YouTube does not. They use it. They'll say you can get a strike even if the other person doesn't give you one. You'll get a strike. You cannot restream an actual live. Now, if they weren't live, I could possibly stream it, but I cannot stream it because it's a live. Yeah.
Well, here's an idea then. How about that we end the stream and we all watch the footage tonight, and then we all meet back up tomorrow for another chat.
Okay, that'll be great.
Yeah. What time do you think? What's best for you? You're in America.
I started this one I did this one at 10. I started at 10. So if you want to come back up, it'll be 10
your time.
Yeah.
I think she's 6 hours or 5 hours ahead of us.
Yes,
5 hours. 5 o'clock UK time, was it? You started.
Right. So right now, what time is it over there where you're at?
7.
7 o'clock. 7 p.m.
7 o'clock. Okay, and it's 1 o'clock here. So that's 6 hours. Yes.
I was pretty close then. 5 or 6 hours.
Very, very good. Yeah, without looking it up, that was good. So basically, your time is ahead of my time.
Yeah, but we're ahead.
It's
You're behind.
There, right? It's kind of dark, like it's nighttime over there. It's an evening.
No. This is summertime. It's the hottest day of the year.
It's sunny. It's lovely. Britain's ready for a revolution. We're all having a ball.
Mate, listen.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Wait, we'll do that.
I've had a blast on here today. I mean, I've been doing some work there, and I come in. I was just clicking around as YouTube as you do when you're doing a bit of work. And I come across you by accident. And,
that's cool. I really appreciate you coming here and giving us this information. I mean,
you're like one of those restaurants, little hidden gems that you find.
God bless. God bless. I'll find your channel and subscribe and hook up, bro.
Okay. I don't. Like I said, I mainly moderate and bounce around to all the channels. I haven't got the time to keep doing my own streams and that. So I'm always about, you'll see me everywhere. There's a lot of people that have come in here that I thought, no way would they be here. I did do a Facebook share of that, and they're all over it. So let's build this channel up, because this lady is a very, it's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed the channel, honestly.
Me too. You knew what is your first name, if you don't mind me asking?
You knew.
Simon. Oh.
Yeah, I don't give my real name.
Just call you knew.
Yeah, just you knew.
No problem. Yeah. I'm Alan Snackbot. God bless those score.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes.
All right, man. God bless.
Thank you, everybody in the chat.
Thank you for coming.
Peace.
Bye.
Subscribe and share. Yeah, let's get back tomorrow. Beetle, I know you've got a lot to say for yourself. Let's see how it's going on tonight, and then get back in the chat tomorrow. Maybe you can come on and speak.
Yes. I will. Yeah, I'll be back at 10. I'll be back at 10. And anybody else wants to come up that has factual information, I would love for you to come up. Beetle, if you want to come up, you can come up. You don't have to be scared. My channel is a safe channel. I keep all the negative stuff out of my chat. As a matter of fact, all this chat you will not be able to see again. So if anybody said anything negative, it will not come back. I don't leave live chats. I put
not in this life. But it might do in the next life.
Yeah, it's deleted. I keep it clear in here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
I'm gone, yeah. Peace out, people. Much love.
I'm going to that chat, the one that you shared in the private chat. I'm gonna go
there's one of them. There's one of them. Before we go, let me just have a quick one more. Oh, here we go. It's I think it's going to kick off in a minute. There's smoke and everything. I mean, let me just check. Was it down?
Hey, I'm dipping out. Much love, Patriots. Thank you very much for inviting me on. You knew.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank
God
you for
bless.
coming. Appreciate it.
Peace, brother.
God bless. Nice to connect, brother.
Thank
and
you,
you too. I'll see you on a lot of other channels. You take care.
I'll see you again.
Thank you very much, young lady. You've had an amazing channel. 3, 2, 1. I'm gone.
Thank you.
Ta-da. See you tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. I'm going to name it Southport Update.
Okay. And London, we'll give you all the updates. I'm going to be on the streams now, moderating them and looking around what's going on. We'll let you know tomorrow, all right?
Okay, we'll do.
Care.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Okay, you guys, this is where this is the the live that's going on right now. If you guys want to go, thank you for coming. I really appreciated everything. Thank you for keeping the chat as clean as possible without any problems or any bickering. I appreciate that. And you guys, I'll be back at 10 o'clock my time. That would be 6 hour difference from my time. Okay, so that would make it, let me see, it'll be 10 my time, and it'll be 2 your time. All right, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.